You are now witnessing the 27th live coverage and watch along on the Indies Corner podcast. You already know who it is. It's your host, the legend Todd Finney himself. Y'all know what the slogan is, new BS Boxing. Hey, as usual, I got my boxing nephew and co-host in the building rocking with me, Chris G. What's good?
Just happy to talk this boxing with my second favorite fighter of all time.
All right. We are covering Stephen Coolboy Fulton versus Inoue. This fight is in Tokyo, Japan. Hey, Chris, happy birthday, man.
Oh, appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thank you,
my
thank you.
my birthday was yesterday, so both of our birthdays, back to back. So it's only right that we go live for this fight.
For the best boxing week of the year.
Facts. Yup. This Saturday, we got Bud versus Errol Spence. So this is an awesome week for boxing fans.
I am surprised that they let Inoue walk in first because they say, the champion usually walks in second, but I thought with his influence, I thought he was gonna be the second one to come in. Like Canelo, when Canelo's not even the champion, he's still the second one to walk in.
Right. We got a couple comments. Let me just run through these. Scotty70 in the building. He said, "Hey Ty, happy birthday, my guy. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Salute to Scotty70. Mr. Gwelt in the building. He says the start of a great week in boxing. Facts.
I agree. Too bad I'm a little older now. Thank you. It's both of our birthday weeks, so this is pretty lit, man.
It's pretty lit for sure, yo. And like this is our first time, going live this early, man.
In the morning, man. I know, 8 a.m. with the sun shining on me, dude.
That's so Mr. Gwelt says happy birthday. We appreciate it, man. We appreciate it.
So Inoue's ring walks over and Stephen Fulton's walking in right now.
Scotty70 said, "What's your prediction, Joe?" Hey, Scotty, man, my gut is going with Inoue by stoppage, but my heart wants Fulton to win, man. I met Fulton. Got a picture with him. I seen Fulton live, a couple times in the building. So, man, my heart is going for Fulton, but my gut is going for Inoue.
My gut, my brain, my heart is all going for Inoue.
All right, man. Everybody that's tuning in, man. Please, if Fulton wins, man, please check on Chris, man. Please check on him, man. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know if he's gonna disappear, man. So just be on the lookout, man. Check your IG. Make sure his page is still active. Joseph says Inoue by points. If Fulton gets in trouble, he has the style to move and stay out of trouble and survive.
You know what? That's the thing is like if Fulton's going in just with the mentality to survive, it's gonna go all 12. But there's no way he's gonna get a decision. Even if he slightly outpoints every round, I feel like politically the favorite is Inoue. So it's like Fulton's got to do a little extra to win the rounds. So if he's gonna win, he's got to fight him because there's no way he just tries to out jab and run the whole time. Not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's like he can't win a fight in Japan that way.
Facts. And when he fought Brandon Figueroa, there was a lot of moments in the fight where he was in trouble, but he was, good offensively.
I'd say I think the majority thought Figueroa edged that fight, but I can't be that mad that they gave it to Fulton because Fulton still was sitting on the punches better. His punches were cleaner and stuff like that. I still thought Figueroa had the edge in that just by a point, but I can see why they gave it to Fulton.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, he messed up Figueroa's face. He did land the cleaner punches, but like Figueroa just has that style, man, that makes you uncomfortable. So, and I know they were supposed to take a rematch. I don't know why that happened, but this is a bigger fight.
It didn't happen because Figueroa moved up.
Yeah, and of course, he fought Brandon. He fought Mark Masayo. So
yep.
Yep. Let me run through these comments. Scotty70, he says, I got Inoue very late stoppage. I could see that happening.
I predict mid stoppage. I'd say 6-7.
Okay. My guy Aquib90 sits in the building. He says, Butter Spence. I got Bud.
I got Bud as well.
Yeah, I got Bud by late stoppage.
I think Bud has got more tools in his arsenal than Spence. I feel like Spence just does everything good, but nothing elite or great. I'd say his body punching is pretty great, but
Yeah.
I don't think he has anything elite about him. He doesn't have that extra style to him. I feel like Crawford does everything good, plus he's got a few elite attributes to him. So I think that'll be the difference.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I was watching some of the Spence highlights earlier. You know, he is good to the body. He does some devastating body work, but like he's not very fast, and he's like you said, man, Crawford just got more tools in the toolbox, man. He's got better footwork, good counter puncher. So,
and he's got the ability to adjust on the fly, really good, like really good.
Facts, man. So awesome week. Let me get to the next comment. Scotty70 says, feel like we might be about to watch an instant classic. Facts, man. Facts. Both guys are looking serious. You know, both guys are looking ready, man. So I'm expecting a good fight.
A lot of people are doubting Inoue because of his performance against Butler, but Butler literally didn't even throw any punches. Like when you don't throw any punches, there's no openings. When you're just going backwards and just covering up and not throwing anything. Now that guy literally showed up to survive. And he came out and said, "Oh, I have the blueprint of beating Inoue." I was like, "No, you don't, bro. You lost every single round."
Yeah. So let me ask you this: Do you think that Inoue's power, since he's moving up in weight, do you think his power is still going to be there?
I'm gonna say why I think it's still gonna be there is because some guys are like really strong and just like hit really hard and stuff, and you know, and they have power and stuff. I feel like Inoue is based on technique rather than like brute strength. I think his is really based on technique. So I think it should carry on pretty good.
Right.
I mean, there's a chance it won't, but I think it will. Just based on most of his knockouts are pretty devastating. I think it should carry decently.
Yeah. You know, we seen Canelo, you know, move up in weight and he stopped the crusher. So
Yeah, that I think a lot of people, you know, don't give him a lot of credit for that, but I give him credit for that because it's still another weight class, and the guy was a sitting world champion. I still think that was a pretty good win on Canelo's part.
yeah, I agree. Let me get the next comment. Scotty70 says Inoue looked a bit flat-footed versus Butler, might have been struggling at 118.
He said he was struggling to make the weight at 118. Right. He did say he did struggle to make the weight. But yeah, he did look a little flat-footed, but he really didn't have to do a whole lot because Butler really wasn't throwing anything and wasn't trying to fight. Like he lost every round in that fight just because he just wasn't doing anything. Like I think anybody could just run around the ring and just not throw punches. Like it would be hard to stop somebody that way.
Yeah.
If he had thrown more, it would have been stopped earlier. If he had tried more.
Yeah. Yeah, both guys stretching, jumping, so they get prepared.
Man, Jimmy Lennon Jr. didn't say it's showtime, man, but he can't legally.
Yeah, so I know about it, you know, off camera. So since Fulton is champion, I think, you know, he's fighting Inoue in his backyard.
You know what? And before the fight starts, I just want to say I hope both fighters, you know, are healthy enough to fight another day after this fight, no matter what.
Facts.
But I am going for Inoue at 100%, man. I've been trying to buy merch, but I can't navigate to his website because it's all in Japanese.
Oh. Let me get to this next comment. Judge Grill says, "Wish I was judging this fight."
Shoot, I wish too.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. You know, to see Mr. Gwelt sitting ringside.
Hey Ty, I would say your stream is a little choppy right now.
Okay. All right.
(19-0), 17 KOs, and boxing and not boxing and world title fights.
Mm-hmm.
I think Inoue should be a little sharper because he doesn't have to cut as low as he once did. Man, it's quiet in the crowd.
Yeah, they get ready and anticipate a big fight.
I mean, like everyone's already screaming at this point in the USA, but no, it's just like the crowd's being very respectful. I really like that.
What you think about the face-off?
Usually, Inoue doesn't show that much emotion, but he showed a little bit, like he was a little mad.
Yeah, it was an intense stare down for sure.
Dang, Fulton's kind of big, man.
Yeah, that's what G5. Salute to G5. That's what he was saying. He said Fulton is a big
You
guy.
you met him in real life, and you said he's kind of small, but I mean, I guess to the general population he's small, but next to Inoue, he's kind of big.
Yeah. You know, yeah, anyways, moved up in weight. So, Fulton is, naturally the bigger guy.
Dang, Fulton's standing there.
Here we go.
Inoue landed 2 jabs already.
Mm-hmm. So the time goes up rather than down here.
Oh, it's because you're watching the Spanish version.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because I'm watching the English one, and it's going down.
Okay.
They're very tentative right now.
Facts.
Just throwing jabs.
Yeah. Fulton's not running. I can say that much. Well, for now.
Yeah, for now he's not running.
We have to see how.
Inoue's taking his time. Both of them taking their time, really.
Yeah. Fell out round. Ooh, nice jab to the body by Fulton. Fulton using some leg work, but he's not running though.
Really good jab from Inoue.
Fulton tried to counter. Ooh.
That was a little dirty infighting there from both guys.
Yeah. Both guys do a punch at the same time.
Yeah. I think Inoue is out jabbing Fulton right now.
Yeah. Both guys in the clinch, fighting in the clinch.
I think Inoue is already reading his pattern a little bit, because and he's changing levels on his jab.
Yeah.
Nice attempt on the counter.
Yeah, nice jab to the body by Inoue. Inoue is throwing big punches, but Fulton got himself, off the
That was
ropes.
easy round to score for Inoue. I was about to say Fulton or Inoue.
Yeah,
I thought most of his jabs landed. I mean, it was competitive, and then Fulton was a little short on his jabs. I'm surprised because he's the longer fighter.
right.
He,
Hey, he got power, man. So
bro,
he,
Inoue is doing something good. He's whenever they're both throwing the jab at the same time, Inoue dodges Fulton's, and then he steps in.
let me get these comments real quick. Mr. Gwilt says 19 and 17 in world title fights, insane. That's Mr. Gwilt. Japan is notoriously quiet in crowds. Okay.
I actually really like that, man. You can actually hear the punches.
Yeah, facts.
I wish I could have been ringside for this.
And that would have been a long flight, probably expensive tickets.
Oh, Fulton is smiling a little bit. He got caught there.
Yeah.
Bro, what's wrong with Fulton's legs, man?
How many time you got left in round 2?
A minute and a minute 50.
Okay. I'm about 30 seconds behind you. You think Fulton is in running mode?
No.
Right.
He's varying between staying there and backpedaling, which is good. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah. What Fulton? Not Fulton, but anyway, when he tapped his shin and looked in the crowd.
That's what it kind of looked like a little bit. Ouch.
Hmm.
Fulton keeps shaking his head no for every punch.
Guess he's trying to say they ain't bothering him.
Yeah. It seems like Fulton can't time Inoue.
Yeah. Again, everybody that's tuned in, wish my guy Chris G a happy birthday. Mine was yesterday.
Thanks, man.
I would give round 2 to Inoue.
Yeah, I gave round 2 to Inoue as well.
Yeah.
Is out jabbing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Inoue is winning the jab battle, even though he has the shorter reach. But the cool thing about what he's doing is that when Fulton throws the jab, he steps in and moves to the side, and then lands his jab.
Yeah.
At the same time, he does it like really quickly. Because if he jabs and stays in the same spot, he's gonna get hit, and Fulton's not. So he's got to move. He's gonna move his head and then throw his jab.
Yeah.
He's doing it really well.
Yeah. Fulton wasn't like that offensive around 2. Like he didn't throw as many punches as I felt he should.
I really thought Fulton was gonna move around more and throw more jabs.
Yeah. He still got 10 rounds, man. So yeah, and everybody tuned in, man. If you haven't seen episode 22, it's a long one, but definitely check out episode 22, man. That was a good one, man. Salute the G5 and Boxing First Vlog.
Dang, Fulton got caught there.
Yeah.
Bro, is it just me or does Fulton got spaghetti legs? I mean,
It
like
looked like it looked
not
like that in the first couple rounds, man. Maybe round two looked like he was on like unsteady legs, man.
like it's not from getting hurt. It just seems like from the beginning he's had spaghetti legs.
Yeah. Like I saying, man, he's trying to be very cautious from doing the stinky leg later. I'm gonna get to the comments after the round.
Fulton keeps eating that jab, man.
Yeah.
Fulton was Fulton was able to get off a little bit, and then but Inoue immediately responded.
Yeah. Scotty 70, he says sold out stadium. Looks like it. I would say that it is sold out.
Fulton's mouth is bleeding already, man.
Yeah.
And he hasn't even been hit clean.
Knew it. Well, looks like it's probably dead. Move up with him. I say he did good in round 3.
That's
Fulton, to
nasty.
me.
Oh, Fulton's bleeding out the nose and the mouth.
Eh.
Bro, what punch landed that did that, man? What?
There you go, Inoue tapping his chin again. Yeah, he's bleeding. Yeah, I see it, man. He's bleeding out of his mouth. Yeah. Wow.
That was a closer round, but I guess still give that to Inoue.
Yeah, he's bleeding out his nose and his mouth. Wow. Ooh, nice. Left foot landed by, Inoue from what the replay is showing. Landed right on the head. Oh, Inoue landed a nice body shot as well. So we have round 4.
Fulton got the better of that little exchange on the inside. Oh, nice right hand from Fulton. Nice jab.
Mhm.
Both guys actually landing good jabs.
Yeah. They definitely staying in front of each other and trading, but not to me, not throwing as enough as they should.
They're doing it really technical and taking
Yeah.
their time. They're not trying to.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like go toe to toe like a war, like a Mexican war.
Oh. Fulton doesn't turn his punches very good. He's kind of like slapping punches a little bit. That's right. That's right. Dang, Fulton bleeding more.
Yeah. Do you think like whatever the outcome is, do you think Inoue should stay at this weight?
Yeah. He could probably become undisputed. There's another guy who has the other 2 belts.
Yeah.
That's another round in the back for Inoue.
Yeah, that's definitely vanity, man. And he said he was landing the better punches, and like you said, like Fort's nose is bleeding. I'm afraid it's gonna get worse as the rounds go.
Fulton won the first half of that round, but Inoue literally immediately outworked him, outboxed him in the second half. That kind of made the first half like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because Fulton was doing pretty good actually.
This comment, Scotty70 says Fulton doesn't like the power at this stage. And I said he's bleeding out his mouth, he's bleeding out his nose. So it's obvious, Inoue has power, even though he moved up in weight. So
and it's not like they're like extremely clean shots. He's rolling with them and blocking some of them, but they're still kind of like hurting him a little bit.
Right.
Nice body shot from Inoue.
The replay show that, Inoue.
That uppercut almost landed. That was a little. Oh. Oh. Nice right hand from Fulton.
So do you give all the rounds to Fulton so far?
I mean, Inoue.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the rounds for you. I think objectively speaking.
Yeah.
Another hand. So Fulton landed 2 clean right hands so far.
Like Anthony's putting together some more combinations. Yeah, he's putting some combinations together in this round. Ooh, yeah, I seen it. Some clean punches by Fulton. Do you think Fulton is doing enough? Like, if he
He's
wants to
doing.
win,
No, he's not doing enough. They might give this round to Fulton, but I still think Inoue got the better of it overall.
Hmm.
Actually, no. Oh.
Hmm.
I still thought Inoue won that round.
Hmm.
I think Inoue got to be careful not to get caught like that.
Hmm.
That's a nice body shot. Oh dang, Inoue got hit with that one too.
Hmm.
But he don't smile. He don't shake his head. No,
Hmm.
like Fulton.
Yeah. He's more walking, Fulton down. Like I said, Fulton, I wouldn't say he's running, he's using his footwork though. He's staying in front of him, and then he's using his footwork.
Fulton's fighting well, but he's not doing enough to win the rounds.
Facts. Uh, Scotty 70 says Fulton getting acclimated with. I'm not sure what he's trying to say.
Leave me one second. I'll read it. Getting acclimated with. Oh, I have no idea. Hey,
He might just had a typo.
he's saying that Fulton's going to get used to Inoue.
So we halfway through the fight.
Yeah.
It said, his power might see Fulton open up now. Okay. Mr. Gwilt says Fulton not one around. Like I said, man, if you're fighting in the guy's backyard, man, you gotta really take it to him, and, sway the judges.
Oh, Inoue's coming. Not Inoue. Fulton's going after Inoue right now.
He's second half of the fight, so he got to turn up the heat.
Inoue was running and throwing punches at the same time. That's pretty funny.
He got five rounds, 5 more rounds. You still leaning with the stoppage prediction?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know at this point.
Oh, Fulton's in trouble. A little bit. Oh, I thought he was in trouble. He was a little bit in trouble. He might have been a little buzzed.
Yeah.
So
Is his nose bleeding again?
yeah, you see the blood shining on his nose.
Yeah.
You guys think
Nice.
Inoue's stab jabs are doing anything to Fulton's body?
I would say yeah.
So far, it's 6-0 Inoue.
That's what Mr. Grubb said. Fulton has it won round. It doesn't even feel like we're really covering the fight in the morning.
Yeah.
It doesn't really feel like it now. Just run through this comment. Mr. Grubb says he isn't letting himself down, but a step and a level below. Yeah. Said the unofficial scorecards, they got Fulton at 54 and Inoue at 60.
Dang, he got hit with that little hook. Dang, Inoue got hit with a big shot, man.
I hate to say it, I think Brandon Figueroa and Fulton was more competitive.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, like you said, Fulton threw a lot more in that fight. Ooh, nice. Right hooks landed by Fulton, followed by a body shot. Nice jab by Fulton. He's fighting using his footwork, just moving. Like Inoue is just walking forward to him. Inoue tried to let off a nice combination. Ooh. Nice counter and landed clean.
Fulton's
Landed
doing some
clean
good
by
stuff.
Fulton. What did you try to say?
Actually, this round, you know what? This round might be the first round that Fulton might have gotten. Maybe.
Yeah. They both did some good work in that round.
That was a pretty.
I still gave it to Inoue, but both of them did some good work though. And Inoue landed some good jabs in that round, like towards the end of the round. Landed two jabs back to back.
I would say it's safe to say that the judge probably gave that round to Inoue.
Ooh, nice punch landed by Fulton at the end of the round.
This might go all 12, to be honest.
I think so.
You know what's gonna happen? Fulton's gonna say he's not a monster, but he beat me.
Well, Fulton got a chin. You know, he didn't go down against Figueroa.
Yeah, I agree. Oh! 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 Oh my God!
Mr. Grutt says can't see that to Fulton, not even close in my opinion.
It's over.
Ooh, oh man. Oh no.
Yes, yes, I'm so happy right now, bro.
Oh man. No.
Easy work,
Yo,
bro.
those shots were clean, man. Put them straight down.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be biased and not biased. I'm supposed to be unbiased, but I'm so sorry. I'm so happy.
Dang. Wow. He went down before the ref stopped it. You know, he went down.
Yeah.
So he went down twice. But that first knockdown, man, those shots were clean that put him down.
What happened, dude?
I don't know. We got to see the replay. But them two shots landed clean. Put him.
Bro, my hands hurt from clapping, dude. My hands hurt.
Hey, man, you got your birthday wish.
Yes, I did. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Wow. So where do you think both guys go from here?
Fulton can probably go up to 126 and try to do some work there.
I gotta get with Shane, see if he still want to do, you know, a post show later on. Man. So what round was it? So you was right. You said what? You said mid-round stoppage.
I said mid-round stoppage. I said 6-7.
I think Scotty said like 10th.
I said like officially I said 7th. Officially I said 7th.
Okay. I think Scotty said, let me see. He said Inoue very late stoppage.
Let's see what. Oh,
it's gonna show the replay man in a minute.
Oh, bro, you gotta see it, bro.
Yeah,
it's nasty.
It was nasty, man. I said it was 2 punches. Them 2 punches, man, landed clean, put him flat on his back. Mr. Grubb says, for those Americans thinking Fulton will win because they didn't know Inoue looked foolish now. Not just a puncher, beat him every round until the stoppage.
Bro, all these people saying that Inoue is nobody, Inoue is gonna lose. I saw so many channels saying that. So many American channels.
Yo, that was a body shot. That was a nice body shot followed. Now he was going in for the kill.
Oh my gosh, bro. That was pretty brutal, man.
Yeah. Dang.
Dude, and then Inoue barely got hit the whole fight, dude.
Yeah. Like I said, man, Fulton don't got power. That's the thing, man. That's why I said, man, going into a fight like this, even though he was a bigger guy, man, 8 KOs going against a guy now he's 22 KOs. It reminded me of McKinson versus Virgil Ortiz, man. I just can't see. I can't see a guy with
that guy had 2 knockouts, bro.
Yeah. Man. Let me run through these comments. Mr. Grubb says 20 and 18 knockouts and world title fights. A monster. Yeah, he a monster. Scotty 70 says it was a massacre.
That was that was completely one-sided, to be honest. Well, in terms of scoring. But Fulton gave a good account of himself, but
yeah. So Inoue's the new champion. Got the straps on the shoulders.
Bro, he's number 1 pound for pound, arguably, right now. And if Crawford wins his next fight, then I think Crawford will be number 1.
Yeah. One fight down, one more to go. For you know, the biggest fight, you know, of this era.
Bro. That was on the more brutal side, I'd say.
Yeah, so Fulton's officially been stopped for the first time in his career.
And his first loss, too.
Yep. Man.
Bro, Inoue versus Figueroa, bro. What do you think?
Man, I got Inoue, man.
I got Inoue by like 3 rounds, bro.
But like I said, bro, Brandon Figueroa, he's just his style is just the style I'll be uncomfortable with, man. His style, but
man,
yeah, that would
poor
be a good
Fulton,
fight, man.
Fulton looks disappointed, man. I feel a little bad.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, man. I'm emotional, bro. Hey, man, you might hit me up later, man. I might not respond, man. My account might be gone just for the day, man. I might be back tomorrow.
User not found. Oh.
Man.
Bro, Fulton should have just fell to the ground after that first punch.
Man, if he moved around better, I mean, if it went to decision, everybody would say he would ran, but I don't know, man.
Bro, dude, that's the first time. I don't think I've ever seen the shorter guy win the jab battle. Well, I mean, maybe I have, but I can't think of it. But this is like rare.
Hey, man, no shame in Fulton's game, man. He's still a former champ. He's a former champ, so he was a champion, man.
And here's the thing, bro. Like, I didn't know what else he was gonna do, because if he fought on the inside, it would have ended a lot sooner, I think. I feel like Fulton honestly did what I thought he was supposed to do, was to try to fight him and be careful about it. You know, be at mid range and try to out jab. He tried his best. I thought honestly, he did what I didn't think he was gonna do, but he was supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm looking at the replay now. Body shot, bang, punch landed right on the chin.
Right on the chin, bro.
Then he followed it up with that left hook, man.
Right on the chin again.
Yep. Body shot.
Both shots right on the chin, bro. But most people wouldn't have gotten up from that, dude. At least Fulton tried to get up. Fulton tried to get up, man.
Look what we got in the building, man. My God, G5 Jeff TV, what's up, bro? He said that was ugly. Yeah, it was ugly, man.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I know that's your guy, but I'm a huge Inoue fan, bro. That's like second place next to Benavidez, man.
He says Fulton tried everything, just didn't work, man. He made G5. I'm emotional, man.
I'm emotional, but I'm happy, man.
Man,
dude, I want to celebrate this, man.
Man, I hope, Fulton have the long flight back, man. I hope he keeps his head up, man. Yeah, I think that's a good fight, man. Inoue versus Brandon Figueroa. I think they should definitely, push for that fight, man. Because a lot of people felt that, Brandon Figueroa really won.
So I think a decent money fight for Fulton would be going up to 126 and fighting Figueroa. That's what I think.
Yeah. Fulton's leaving the ring.
He said pound for pound number 1 until Sunday, at least. Joseph's comment.
Yeah, it says pound for pound number 1 until Sunday at least.
If Bud wins, he's pound for pound number 1 You can't even argue with it. Anyone arguing with it does not know any boxing unless they base their criteria on I'm not gonna say not on other stuff.
Yeah, so I know he's the current WBO WBC champion. Yeah, I might like when we do some episodes, man. We definitely gotta talk about that. Figueroa. Do you think that Inoue can stop Figueroa, or do you think?
Yeah, I think honestly, if Inoue got undisputed this year for this, and then he fought Figueroa at the beginning of next year for his 126 belt, that would be the easy way to get his next belt.
Yeah. Let me shoot G5 the link. Hey, can you stay on, Chris, or you gotta bounce?
No. I'll stay on.
All right, let me get him in here. All right, G5. Oh man, my guy. Watson in the building, Launches Monster. Salute, fellas. Salute, man. Last one's at the bar. G5, Jeff TV, they both in the building. I'm gonna put the link in the chat, man. Hey, you know what? G5, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you, bro, because something not working right. Hold on. Try this one more time. All right. There we go. All right, the link's in the chat, G5, man. Come on in. Hey, Wilton, if you want to come on in as well, man, the link's in the chat. I said this is my first time, doing a stream this early, man.
Bro, that was so much fun, man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Chris is happy and I'm emotional, man.
I feel like a little kid in the candy store right now, bro. And it's in the morning, bro. So it's like I'm a morning person, so this is good, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris is happy. I'm emotional, man.
Is that the other 2-belt holder right there?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. He got 2 belts now.
No. What I mean is like the other champion. The other champion, a Filipino guy, is.
Yeah.
He holds the other 2 belts. He holds the other 2 belts.
So you think they're gonna try to push for that?
Yeah. They're gonna. If Inoue becomes undisputed, he could go up to 126 and get the belts from Figueroa.
Okay.
And I feel like that would be very possible that he would win that fight. So he would be a 5-weight world champion.
Yeah, I saw him in the crowd earlier, looking all serious. So
we're looking at the next fight right now, man. Oh, sorry, my bad. What did you say?
Nah, I was saying he was in the crowd looking all serious. So
yeah, he took the belts from Akhmadaliev, I think that's his name. Let me see. Let's see. His name is Marlon Tapalis.
I mean,
he beat Akhmadaliev. Yeah, I was right. Because I didn't think Akhmadaliev was ever gonna fight the winner of this fight.
But yo, G5, me, you, Wilton, Chris, man, we gotta do an episode, man. We gotta do an episode.
Where's Jeff, man? I thought he was getting on.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get on in a second or so.
No, you're good. I'm chill. We're chilling. I'm just kidding. Oh my. Yeah, Fulton's mistake was not going down after getting caught not getting caught the first shot. What Fulton should have done was take the knee, like fall completely down.
Yeah, but when you get hit with a big shot, man, you don't know where these fighters are at. You know what I mean?
But I'm sure like the mindset was I don't want this to count as a knockdown, so I'm gonna just stay on my feet.
Yeah. Dang.
Man, that punch was brutal, man.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're showing the replay again.
Bro,
Body shot, straight right hand, straight on the chin. And then
both
like he leaned, he was getting ready to fall. And Inoue just finished him. So there was like no way he could have blocked that. Because
dude,
he literally stumbled, and while he was trying to get up, bam, he got caught again. So it was like it was nothing he could really do from that point. Like he stumbled, as soon as he looked up, bam, he gets caught.
he took 2 shots back to back right on the chin.
Facts. And you know, he getting up, he had to be dazed. He had to be dazed from that.
Yeah. Bro, they're promoting this fight already, man. I'm so happy. It's good. I'm so happy, man. Oh my goodness.
Man, they touching like crazy in the group. I still want to see Figueroa. I still want to see Figueroa as a fight, but you say they might push for this other fight because both guys in the ring, you know, holding the belt. So, but yeah, other news, man. That was just a rumor about, you know, Tank and Chris Colbert. That was just a rumor from what I'm hearing. So that fight isn't going to be happening. And I know the fans, that's a fight the fans didn't want to see anyway. But I'm hearing that was just a rumor from a guy who claims, you know, to be on the inside. So Scotty 70, Inoue versus Tank at 132 catch weight. Bring it on.
No, bro.
Yeah. I
don't. Okay, it depends how good Inoue does at 126. I would say. Tank's a fan of Inoue. Actually, there's some videos of Tank talking about Inoue. You know what's crazy? I think Inoue is still the better overall boxer than Tank, but Tank's got the size. Yeah. So I think that would be a mistake. If they were the same weight class, I would say Inoue would win that fight easily. But
yeah, they're not in the same weight class. But you're talking about 2 guys who got serious power. But and if that fight did happen, I can't see Heyman let Tank go to Japan. I don't think that would happen.
Nope.
That's a fight that would have to be.
But I don't think Tank can't make I don't think Tank can make below 135 anymore.
Yeah, Tank. You know, Tank's a big guy. So you ever seen the memes where they were showing him like looking like his face was real fat?
Yeah, I've seen those, and his stomach was sticking out.
Yeah.
So people were like saying he's gonna make his light heavyweight debut.
Yeah. Yeah, but I wonder where he goes from here, man. You know, it's not going to be Colbert from what I'm hearing. It's not going to be Colbert. So I'm wondering, you know, if he's going to fight, you know, before the year is up, or if he's going to wait it out the next year or what.
Well, all we know, he's going to fight a fight that he has like an 80-90% chance of winning.
All right. I said G5, the link's in the chat, and Rutton said he'll hop on if we still on in the few.
Shoot G5 the link and his Insta or his messages.
I did. I already did. Yeah, I dropped it in chat. And I dropped it. G5 dropped the. I sent the link to you on IG, and I sent it to you by text, and it's in the chat. So you got the link 3 ways. All right, there you go. You about to get him in here. All right. G5, salute.
Hey, Jeff.
Chris, what up? What up? What up?
Legend, that was fun. That was fun, man. For me, anyways.
Bro, that was ugly, bro.
But he took 2 straight on the chin, bro. Like 2 punches with full power straight on the chin.
Hold on, I got an echo. Hold on.
Oh.
I'm gonna come out and come back in.
All
Okay.
right, no problem.
Man. Man. Like I said, man, you got your birthday wish. Me. Let me get the next comment. My guy Bell Jackson from last one's at the bar, man. Salute to you. He said stuck at work, just came on to say Monster is that dude Fats, man. His power, he moved up in weight and still got that power, stop Fulton, Fulton got a, first loss, first stoppage. So yeah, I'm emotional, Bill.
I think Inoue is that dude, and I think if Brandon Figueroa is still a title holder at 126, he could get a title at 126.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because Figueroa only knows one way, and that's forward. I think Inoue would be having a field day with Figueroa, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you think his style will work, in his favor if he fights Inoue?
No, it won't, because he'll come right to Inoue and it will just immediately start landing uppercuts, punch. That's the thing, man, is that Figueroa was getting caught with everything by Fulton, and Fulton doesn't have a whole lot of power, and I think Inoue would probably stop him, to be honest.
So, bro, you still here?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, mic check.
My check.
Man, that was ugly, bro.
Yeah,
that was real ugly, man.
I feel bad for Fulton, man. I feel like Fulton should have taken the knee or immediately went down instead of trying to stand up.
Chris, listen, this was one of them fights. It was nothing Fulton could do. Like you could see the entire process. Like going into the fight, you could see, okay, I'm gonna come out and do this. You could tell he had 4 or 5 different strategies going into this fight.
He did fight different every round. I did notice
he fought different every single round, and nothing worked. Nothing worked. And the thing about it is, the one thing that kind of kept Fulton at bay is them stab jabs. You cannot underestimate those stab jabs to the body, because it makes you reset. Like, you can't throw combinations and you got a stab jab in your chest. Like, you can. That's what made Floyd so successful, because the stab jab keeps you in place. It keeps you in place. There's no getting around a stab to the chest. There's no getting around it.
Yeah, the thing is that Fulton has the reach advantage. So I was really shocked how easily Inoue was landing that shot.
So I can explain that. Chris, you got to look at the feet. His feet was quicker than Fulton's. You know what I'm saying? So he's quicker with the hands and he's quicker with the feet. So what he was doing, he was giving Fulton a little feint and a quick step. He's right in range at that point.
And that's what here's the thing, is that whenever Inoue would throw the jab, when he would do his jab, he would actually land it, and then Fulton would throw his and completely miss it.
Yes.
He was stepping to the side as he was throwing the jab, I think.
Yeah, and another thing, I think in a way he realized early, like, Fulton wasn't going to throw back with him. And once you know your guy's not going to throw with you, then you know you're going to be able to get
2, 3, 4 punch,
4, 5, 6 punch combinations off, and all he's going to do is retreat and go back to his base. He's saying that with Fulton probably after round 2. Probably it was a couple of moments where Fulton, the Mayweather lead right hand landed a couple times. The looping right hand around the guard landed a couple times. But the thing about Inoue that I like is when Fulton even thought he was going to get off, Inoue threw something back at him to take the momentum away.
Yep.
That was a classic. That was a classic performance. Like, shout out the Scooter for going out there and trying to be great and trying to take the fight. But I don't want people to be shitting on Fulton because
Yeah.
these the fights that people want, and just because it doesn't go a person's way, don't mean they should be looked at a certain way going forward. But I mean, in a way is a problem. I will say this though. Inoue and Boots Ennis is the two most physically gifted fighters on the planet. Like they are physically they're freaks of nature. And you can't say nothing about Inoue because it was VADA testing. You can't even say anything.
They were trying to get at him for everything, man. I'm just like, man, what is going on?
No, well, the thing is, I didn't have a problem with that because nobody was talking about this fight until that stuff was brought up. And sometimes negativity brings the crowd. Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy for Fulton because, Fulton, he got a good bag for this fight, and then he I think he could, walk away with his head held high, and I think he could go to 126.
Yeah.
He could go to 126 and do some damage there.
Inoue just different, bro.
Bro,
he's just different, bro.
They're already promoting the undisputed fight for this year, for Inoue to fight the other 2-belt guy.
Yeah, and he'll get that, and then next year is gonna be something else.
I think if Figueroa is still the title holder at 126 by the time Inoue goes up there, I think he could get 126 belts.
Yeah, Figueroa don't last 5 rounds with this dude.
And that's why I think that's an easy 5-belt champion.
Yeah, I think Brandon Figueroa, like he got a sign on his forehead that say "hit me." Like,
he doesn't know nothing but coming forward, bro.
He know nothing but coming forward. He gonna be eating shots all night long. Yeah, in a way, a problem, man. Like in a way, a problem, and it's like, I don't want people saying anything about he on the juice or anything like that. Chris, you know our opinion on that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if you go through VADA testing,
your public perception should be good.
Yeah, your public perception should be fine. And Fulton and his team brought up a lot of things. I thought it was gamesmanship, to be honest with you.
No, it was because the hand apparently, according to what's his name, according to Robert Garcia, the rules in Japan are similar to Vegas, so it should be no issue.
Actually, and Guota's in here too, so I'm pretty sure he could speak on that as well. Now the hand wrap thing, just in general, I'm not saying Inoue, but just any fighter, stacking is a problem. Stacking is a problem, but mentioning it with the commissions, it doesn't matter. There's literally a video out there where Triple G and it's Abel Sanchez. He was in the dressing room with Canelo while his hands was getting wrapped. They literally was stacking in front of his face and in front of the commission. And the commission was like, it's not that bad. It's all right. So it's just, and when I find it, I'll send it. I'll put it in the chat that we're in. But yeah, all Abel Sanchez could say was like, yo, I'm going to put in a complaint. And that was it. And they was just like, okay. They just continued to stack his hand. They just continued to stack.
They ain't gonna do nothing to Canelo.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, it's just the correct circumstances. They're gonna let a fighter stack his gloves. Mm-hmm. They're gonna let him stack his gloves.
Is it bending the rule or is it straight up breaking the rule?
You're not supposed to stack. You're not supposed to stack. So it's one of those things where, I guess it's almost like an unwritten rule in a sense because Tito Trinidad did that all the time. Like Tito Trinidad did that all the time. I heard about that. Yeah, because he before he fought B-Hop, he got caught with the hand stacking. Like, so you're basically putting, it's the regular wrap, and then it's the gauze, and then you're putting a whole nother wrap on top of it. So during the course of the fight, that top part gets hard. And it turns into like damn near like a cast in a sense. So that's why you can't stack. You can't stack. So Tito Trinidad was known for stacking. I heard in the past Inoue was stacking. I heard Pacquiao was stacking. Even with Chino Maidana, he was stacking. That's why it was that whole issue
Floyd.
with Floyd. He was and this is why I love boxing. This is why I love just fights, because I'm like, we're talking about this fight, but then we're talking about other things that comes with the sport, and it's people trying to get competitive advantages. Like it's a glove guy in Philly. He's told me boxers will literally be like, take the padding out of the gloves. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
So
Like, so it's deep. It's deep.
I think that's kind of like bending the rules, kind of like getting a ref that would favor you in a clinch, kind of like
Facts. Yeah,
so,
yeah.
yeah. So it's like a ref that breaks it off immediately will favor the person initiating the clinch, and then the ref that doesn't lets them fight in the clinch would favor the person trying to throw a bunch of punches.
Right, right. It's that's a good example too. That's a real good example. Yeah, Fulton has all of the technical ability, and I was going into this fight, I'm like, can Fulton put anything on in a way to get his attention? And I seen after like 3 rounds, I was like, he's not gonna be able to get this dude's attention. I was like, the only way he's gonna be able to win this fight is unless he throw with him and luck up. That's like, because he didn't have a speed advantage, he didn't have a power advantage, he didn't have the advantage in foot speed. Actually,
He wasn't even.
see. Go ahead,
Oh,
bro.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead,
I
bro.
was gonna say he wasn't even turning his punches that good either. He was kind of
Well,
slapping.
so the thing with that is, I knew he was gonna come out. I knew he was gonna come out kind of slapping a little bit, because when you're dealing with a guy with that type of speed, you have to make them think. And if you make them think before they do, you're naturally slowing them down. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're naturally slowing them down. That's the only thing you could do with a guy that fast, is make him think. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I knew the slapping punch. It was kind of similar to what Loma did with Haney. A lot of baby punches, a lot of slapping punches, but there's a thought process behind it. So I seen what Fulton was trying to do. Like, people need to realize the progression that Fulton went through to try to see what worked and what didn't.
Did it?
Yeah, people they're not going to realize that, because the commentary was terrible.
So
The commentary was absolutely terrible. And I'm
it was-
like, and you can give a person praise, right?
yeah.
You can give a person praise. But if you never listened to boxing before, never watched a boxing match, you can watch that fight and you would know who the house fighter is. If that was your first time ever watching boxing, you would know who the network is favoring.
So Fulton kind of was one round he would be going forward, another round he'll be going backward, and one round he'll be kind of like staying his ground and going in a circle.
Yep.
You know, it's like and then I guess that would be him trying to adjust, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't.
Facts.
He did throw a couple nice 1-2s and a couple right hands that landed fairly cleanly on Inoue, but didn't seem to bother Inoue. And whenever it landed on Inoue would come back with 2-3 punches of his own.
And you notice the power before he even landed the knockdown shot, because everything that Inoue threw, Fulton momentum went back.
Yep.
Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He went backwards the entire time. It wasn't one time Inoue threw a punch and it hit Fulton and he just stood his ground. His momentum always went backwards. So even when he was trying to stand on his own too, his momentum went backwards. That's how you know Inoue power is legit.
And
legit.
And Fulton in the first 2 rounds didn't get hit really that cleanly, and his mouth was already bleeding fairly bad.
Yeah, he was catching a lot. He was catching a lot of shots, but Inoue was punching through the guard in a lot of them shots too. And
your hand hits you in your mouth.
yeah. Your nose, once your nose starts bleeding, it affects your breathing. Like, it don't matter if it's a small bleed or you think your nose broke. Like, your breathing's not going to be the same. So Fulton didn't look gassed or anything like that. He got to a point where he tried 4 or 5 different things, and he just looked in the tool bag and was like, bro, I ain't got nothing else left. Like, I'm just gonna have to he couldn't even dog him. Like he couldn't even dog him. Like you have to have some type of power in order to walk somebody down and dog him. You can't walk a guy down and dog him if you don't have no power, or if your punches are not affecting the opponent. There is no walking down the fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like think of like a Paulie Malignaggi. When have you ever seen him walk down somebody?
Never.
Never. Exactly. And it's not because technically he can't do it, but you have to have some type of power in order to do it. So Fulton couldn't even. Now Fulton's a big dude. Fulton is a big dude. Like he walks around at like basically 150. Like he's a big guy. So he was definitely the bigger fighter going into the fight. But I told Vlog, I was like him going out there to Inoue's hometown. I'm like, either Fulton was going to have to get a stoppage or he was going to lose by decision or KO, one of the two, you know. But yeah.
I said the only way Fulton would win this fight, because he wasn't. I didn't think he had no chance of stopping Inoue. That he had to fight in the pocket, fight with him, in order to win rounds, right? Because if he was gonna just run around and do the 2-3 jabs and just trying to survive, even if he does outwork Inoue that way, the judges would not give him the rounds for that.
Yeah, I like just going into the fight. I was just like, what would I tell Fulton to do? And everything he did is what I would have told him to do. Early, get used to the speed, get used to the power first 2 rounds or whatever. Rounds 3 and 4, try to find your offense, see what's working, and then from round 5 on, you're gonna have to dig down, and you're gonna have to eventually get this dude up out of here. Like he went through that process. And it just didn't work. It just didn't work. He went through I don't want people to lose sight of the process that Fulton actually went through, because there was a lot of skill involved. Him trying to figure it out against a dude that's physically more talented than you, stronger than you, faster than you, quicker than you. His feet is quicker, and Inoue ain't no dummy inside the ring neither. You can tell he's watched plenty of American boxing where that stab jab was beautiful. That stab jab was beautiful. Like it just neutralized everything Fulton was trying to do. Like he didn't let him walk through the front door. He ain't walked through the front door one time.
Yeah, Mayweather did that stab jab against Hatton to the body.
Oh, bro,
beautiful, bro.
Man,
beautiful work.
That was one of my favorite combinations Floyd ever landed. Like that, when he gave him that stab jab 3 different times, and then he caught Hatton looking at his shoes and lifted his head up. Yeah, like that stab jab is crazy. That stab jab is crazy.
Is that last one? Is that the bar down there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's
up?
What up, fellas? How y'all feeling?
What's up with you?
Man, pretty good, man. It's the morning, dude, and my guy won, so I'm feeling good.
Yeah. I just two top fighters getting together, man. Like it was a good thing to see at the end of the day. Like Fulton will be fine. It's just he's never gonna run into a guy like that again. So he'll be right back to regular scooter. It's just Inoue is a you gotta put him in the all-time great type conversation for these smaller fighters. Like you gotta put him in that conversation now. Like you can't really leave him out.
And you know what's crazy is he still got a lot left too. You know
he got a lot to go. He got a lot to go.
Yeah, he got a lot to go. I was impressed, but when I knew Cool Boy was in trouble was when he started giving up those early rounds and him not being a power puncher. You know, I knew it was going to be trouble. You know what I'm saying? And so
everyone was saying that Fulton was going to get a bunch of the early rounds and he was going to have better feet and this and that. I saw a lot of people saying that.
I didn't think so, bro. I didn't think so, because it's just physically, in a way, is just he just has a little bit more than Fulton on each level. You know what I'm saying? Like Fulton wasn't the faster fighter. Now, technically, Fulton, you could say Fulton's feet was better, but Inoue has faster feet. He can get to the points quicker than Fulton. I didn't see that at all. I just thought Fulton was going to have to get Inoue's attention at some point during the fight. And once I seen within the first 2-3 rounds, I was like, he not going to get this dude's attention. And it was really just a matter of, is Fulton going to land a money shot? And I seen that after like round 3. I was like, if Fulton don't land a money shot, he's losing. But there was nothing about Fulton's game that was better than Inoue's. Like it just wasn't. You could see it early.
And going into the fight, did you fellas think that it was going to be a big size difference between the two?
I mean, I thought it was still pretty decently. Fulton was fairly bigger. I didn't say he was crazy bigger, but I'd say he was fairly bigger.
Yeah, I thought I mean, Fulton's a natural 22, Inoue's an 18. It looked about right in terms of the size difference, but when you're talking about a size difference and then a huge difference in power, you can weigh 10 pounds more than the next guy, but if you're not really cracking like that and the other one is, the weight really don't matter. And Fulton doesn't have a style to where, especially at the smaller weights, you don't see guys at smaller weights really they usually don't have like a 10, 15 pound advantage. And then they're just throwing a weight around. Like, so I really wasn't concerned about the weight really, because Fulton he not cracking like that. So right. The weight really wasn't an issue for me.
Yeah, I was thinking that he would more so, because I seen him fight on the inside. I think that was Leo he was fighting, and I was surprised that he took the approach to sit in there with him. But I thought that he might be able to kind of like grapple with him a little bit more and kind of tire him out a little bit. Mm-hmm. I didn't see that piece of it, but I thought that they were it wasn't that big of a gap as far as the size differential. And then the way the monster was coming out there with mean intentions, it made it kind of difficult for Cool Boy to just want to sit there too long with him, also.
Hey, bro, you know what the like the physical dimensions reminded me of, bro? When James Toney fought Roy, like James Toney had everything you can ask for from a technical standpoint, but Roy had it too, and Roy was just in a class of his own, and just in terms of just being a physical freak. Like, he's just physically that much talented than James. But James probably was technically the better fighter, but it's just he didn't have one physical advantage. He wasn't stronger than Roy, wasn't more powerful than Roy, didn't have better hand speed, didn't have better foot speed, none of that.
Didn't have better reflexes.
He didn't have better reflexes, none of that. But James Toney was a great. But it's like when you got two greats and there's like a big difference in terms of physical talent, this reminded me of that. Like, Fulton has a lot of technical talent, but he was just, compared to Inoue's physical talent, Fulton's probably like a B- compared to Inoue, and Inoue is A+ as far as the physical talent. But I'm even before the fight happened, I'm like, this kind of reminds me of James Toney, Roy Jones in terms of the physical ability. But I mean, Scooter went through the whole process, and just nothing worked. And you got to give Inoue all the credit in the world, because to do that to Scooter, I don't care where they're fighting. Like, I don't know where people have him in a pound for pound. I mean, people had him in their top 5 prior to the fight. But you can make the argument, he's top 2 or 3. Like, right now, some people may even have him number 1 until Sunday.
I was gonna say,
I'll say I have him the number 1 until Sunday.
I will say this though. Shane did put this in another chat that we're in. He was like, he felt like Inoue's number 1 even after Saturday, and I was like, I didn't respond to him yet. I tried to call him, he didn't answer my call, but I'm like, there's no way he's number 1 after Saturday. There's no way. Inoue doesn't have a Crawford or a or a
Well,
Spence on the
no,
resume.
wait. Actually, well, if Spence wins, Inoue will still be number one. If Crawford wins,
heck no.
Nah,
Because then
bro.
he's beating another pound for pound caliber.
no, well, here's the thing. Spence has only been in the same weight class his entire career. He hasn't really done it. I mean, yeah, he's fought pretty good fighters and stuff, but I wouldn't put someone in one single weight class above someone who's been in multiple, especially since they've already been undisputed.
That's one way to look at it, but also you can look at it from this standpoint. If you look at their resumes and you talk about the caliber of fighters that Spence has been beating, and in addition to that, he would have beaten, in many people's eyes, the number one pound for pound fighter.
Yeah, I think if you look at Inoue's resume, right? Because they'll say he was a champion in multiple weight classes. That's true, but you don't necessarily have to fight in multiple weight classes to be, like that dude. Even if you go throughout boxing history, there's plenty of guys that stayed in the same division for the longest. Like you take a Hagler. Hagler stayed at middleweight for God knows how long. Like take a Bernard Hopkins. He was at middleweight for forever, and he entertained stuff above 160, later on in his career, but the bulk of his career was in that weight class. And that's really, being in one weight class is really kind of like the essence of boxing. Like the bouncing around ain't start really until Pacquiao. Everybody else stayed within one or two weight classes. So what they're doing,
Duran did that to a certain degree.
Well, Duran, that's true, but Duran had a problem with being at the buffet too. So it wasn't, it wasn't a situation where like he's just naturally growing into different weight classes. He at the buffet with me, brother. You know what I'm saying? Knocking the food out.
I was just saying from the standpoint of somebody who was moving up and being successful at higher weight classes, starting 135, going all the way up to 168. Winning titles, stuff like that.
Listen, my favorite fighter of all time is James Toney. He went from 154 to heavyweight. So right. I mean, I'm all for it. If you're able to move up and maximize the opportunities you can get inside the ring, I'm all for it. Like
Tommy Hearns, same thing. Remember, Tommy Hearns started at 147. Went all the way up.
Now he naturally went up. Like he naturally just got bigger because of the height.
Right.
He was 6'1".
Yeah, his frame.
He filled out later on in his career, and that's why he got to the higher weight classes. I think for Inoue to be I don't know what Inoue can do to be number one on my pound for pound after Saturday.
I think he could fight at 126 after he becomes undisputed.
Bro, I have a problem seeing the number one pound for pound fighter in the world and their best two fights is Brandon Figueroa and Stephen Fulton. I guess that's where I'm at, and it's no disrespect to Fulton or Brandon Figueroa. It's just you're comparing that to let's just say Spence wins, right? Spence would have, outside of Boots, he would have ran through the entire division for a sustained amount of time. And then if Crawford wins, like Spence is that dude at 147, and then he would have been unified in two different weight classes. Unified, like consensus, unified at 40. Was it 35? It was 35 and 47, right?
Who Crawford?
Bud, yeah.
No,
it was 40, right?
No, it was he got a single title.
It was 40.
Yeah, he got a single title at 135, undisputed at 140,
and then he'll be undisputed at 47.
Yeah.
I can't, there's nothing, especially if Crawford wins, like there's nothing on Inoue's resume that's gonna put me above Bud, because Inoue doesn't have a Spence on his resume.
Okay,
he doesn't have another top 5 dude.
You guys, that's 100% a fair point. Then I would have Crawford easily at number one, but I would have a hard time putting Spence top 2 if he did win. I still would have a hard time doing that.
You okay? So all right. Well, listen. Let's. So you would put is
So
Inoue number 1 in your book simply because of the multiple weight classes?
So I would say, if you look at one of his wins, Rodriguez, right? He annihilated him in 2 rounds, right?
Mhm.
That win aged like fine wine, because then he ended up beating the crap out of one of the Russell brothers.
Rodriguez, come on, man. That's what we doing. That's gonna make you number 1 pound for pound.
No, I'm not saying number 1 pound for pound, but I'm just saying like a lot of his wins are aging really well. Like they were so what I'm saying is like it's like you see a lot of these guys. I would understand if he beat him and then the guy ended up getting knocked out his next 5 fights. Then yeah, I understand it would be like a little different. But I'd say some of his wins have been aging well. I'm not saying he would be higher than Spence or higher than Crawford, but I would still I still think there's enough. He's brought enough value to
Can
be.
I say one thing though?
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off. I don't mean to
Yeah,
cut you off. But
You're
I
good,
was
you're
just gonna say, it all depends on your criteria. So, what is your specific criteria?
So
for
my well, I would
number
say
one pound?
if I would say obviously I think hardware counts, and obviously the level of competition too. Um, I would say Ino is fighting the best he can possibly fight at his weight class. I know it doesn't equate to like a high level person like Spence and Crawford and stuff, but I think he's done enough across multiple weight classes, especially if he becomes double undisputed. Like if he becomes undisputed, he became undisputed at 118 and then undisputed at 122. I think he would still have enough, even if the opponents are all like B and B pluses and stuff like that. I still think that's more than enough to beat someone that's fought the A's and B's at his only one weight class. I think if you fight a ton of Bs that are basically the best available competition at 118 and 122 and become undisputed at both those weight classes, I still think it trumps fighting at one weight class and fighting the best available competition. Even if they were like A level some of them have been A level competition.
Even if you fight in the best weight class in the sport. But you would give him more credit for leaving the competition that's at 147 just to go ahead and move up multiple weight classes.
No. I'm not saying that. If he fought, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that based on what they're doing. So if let's say if Spence became undisputed at 147 and then undisputed at 154, or even unified at 154, for example, I would say he has more weight than Inoue. But I would say like I would say like if you made it like a, how do you say it? I don't know how you would do it, like a point system, but I think double undisputed plus and plus 2 other weight classes that he became champion trumps one weight class, even if they have the best
So
fighter.
let's say, for instance, George Kambosos, he moves up. Somehow Rolly ends up with all of the belts at one point. You would give him like credit for that. And he'd be
I would not. I would not. That's the thing. It's not that far. I understand what you're saying, though. I wouldn't.
A legend. Check this out real quick. Yo. So check this out. So Chris, I'm gonna give you a scenario, right?
Yeah.
So let's say Spence beats Buzz Saturday, right?
Uh-huh.
And let's say Spence beats Boots the next fight. Where do you have Spence? Be careful with your answer, because you know this is a trap.
I know. I would say I would honestly, because since Boots, okay. Based on the idol test and everything, Boots is like literally the most talented, like top 2 most talented fighters in the entire boxing, right?
Right.
Based on what he's accomplished, he hasn't done a whole lot. So
you see where the issue is with you see where the issue is with the criteria though, like because you can really flip that a lot of different ways and come up with a lot of different things. So for example, I'll answer my own question. If Spence was to beat Bud and Boots next 2 fights, Spence would be number 1 for me for this reason only. Yes, he's only in one weight class, but to not only be the top dog, first of all, you're unified, right? You're unified at 140 at arguably the best division in the sport, or the most known division in the sport. And Spence has been on top of the division for at least, are we talking what, 5 years?
5 years, but
5 years plus.
only spent 2 of them fighting.
Agreed. But people have been saying he was the top welterweight since the Brook fight. That's how long he's been considered the top dog in 147. And on top of that, because you can be undisputed and not wipe out the entire division.
That is true. Like
If
Canelo.
he beats if he beats Boots and Spence, he would have wiped out. He would have been he's undisputed, and he would have wiped out an entire division, like the biggest division in the sport, or the most glamorous division in the sport. So Boots is kind of just, he wouldn't be number one because he beat Boots. He would be number one because he wiped out the last person that's any type of competition at 147. And we haven't seen that type of a run in a long time. Think of the last person that wiped out a whole division and was undisputed. You got to think about it. Floyd never went undisputed. He went multiple weight classes, but he was never undisputed. Never. Like, not even close.
And he never wiped out the competition either.
And he never wiped out a division either. He never wiped out I mean, I'm talking, and when I say wipe out a division, I mean he took care of all parties based almost in their prime.
All big parties. The problem though, because at one point when Floyd was on his game and he was pretty boy, there's a lot of people avoiding him. So he's like, man, I'm just gonna go ahead. Arturo Fritas don't want to fight, then let me go ahead and go up here and take on Gotti or somebody like that. You know what I mean? So he had different issues, because I'm sure at 130 he was trying to get at all of those dudes. He was having a difficult time getting Fritas and then Casa Mayor.
You know? No, that's true. That's a fact. And sometimes you not being able to wipe out a division is not necessarily the fighter's fault. We all know promoters get involved with this, networks get involved with it. So for you to have the opportunity to wipe out a division, that's an accomplishment within itself. So Spence could literally wipe out a division in his next 2 fights and be undisputed. And to be honest with you, he could go up to 54 and get that too.
Yep, that's when I would personally. That's when I would have him number one, is if he went to 154.
So you're okay. So you need more than one weight class.
Okay, so
that's where you're at, right?
I'm kind of, but I'm starting to understand you guys' viewpoint. Like, I'm starting to kind of change my mind a little bit, but because I do believe competition does really matter. But I would say the amount of accomplishments that Inoue has done still trumps, even if Spence won his fight against Crawford. But if Crawford won, I would say he outright is number one.
But you know what though? I'll meet you in the middle of the street though.
Yeah.
Even if Crawford wins, right?
Yeah. People
question his run at 140. Because if you look at the guys that he beat,
oh man, come on, man.
I'm just saying. Listen.
But to be fair, those were the sitting world champions at the time.
Those were right. Those were the sitting world champions at the time. Wasn't his fault, right? But let's be clear. There are different, when people become unified, there are different levels of unification. It is different levels of unification.
Yeah.
Like you can literally say, like me, I give Bud all credit because you can't help who's the champion. You know what I'm saying? You can't help who's the champion. But like Crawford's run at 47 would be better than his run at 40. If Spence won, his run at 47 would be better than Bud's at 40. It's just people understand that his run at 40, even though it was any unification is impressive. Like any unification, it's impressive. Like, but if you compare Bud's 140 to other people's unification, it's on the lighter side. And I'm a Bud fan. I've been rocking with Bud his whole career. I've been rocking with Bud since he had the braids.
I checked Ndongo's resume. It's actually not that bad. It's actually
it's not bad.
It's not bad.
So bro, who run was because technically Canelo was undisputed at 68. Am I right?
Yeah.
So can we question whose run was better?
No, I think Canelo's run was a lot better than 140's Crawford. I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh man, can I let me jump in?
Go ahead, get in here,
Get it.
Listen, Dongo, bro. We talking about Gary, John, and Hank. I mean, I like Hammer and Hank, but come on, bro. Like that's what we talking about as far.
But that's what I'm saying. So
right.
I'm like, it's a debate all around the board because I'm like, for the people that criticize Bud's run at 140, I don't even knock it. And I'm a Bud fan. Like I don't knock it at all. Like I don't think Canelo had the best run at 168, but
it's like a B tier, mid tier.
Yeah, like it's, you know what I'm saying? It was lined up for Canelo to have. And it's like the fighters that Canelo beat at 68 is better than the fighters that Bud beat at 40. Like we should be able to agree on that.
Yeah.
Easy. Right. But the thing is, the thing that I like about Bud though, Bud don't disappoint you. He hasn't had one night where he was off. Not one night where he was off. Like I can pick a couple nights where Spence wasn't, A1 credit. You know what I'm saying? I can pick a couple nights. Bud never gives you an off night, man. He never gives you an off night, man. But let's agree on this. Inoue should be in everybody's top 3.
Say what? He gonna have an off night on the 29th. That's what he gonna do.
Who Bud? Yeah, I think they both gonna have an off night. Yeah, that's just what's going on.
Wait.
Who you got in that fight, bro?
Don't say if he got Spence.
He got Spence.
Well, listen. I'm gonna tell you like this, Bob. I got Spence winning a draw. You understand what I'm saying? The reason why I say that, I want to pick my boy, but I've been off this year, and I don't want to jinx him. So that's the only reason I'm saying.
I got you. I like not getting off subject, but I think Spence is gonna need Bud's assistance in this fight. He gonna need for Bud to fight stupid in spots to give him like some really good opportunities. It's kind of I just think Bud's physically like more gifted, and I haven't seen Spence. You correct me if I'm wrong. Spence has a style where it's like damn near untouchable. That power puncher with a top 5 jab is hard to beat. But have you seen Spence operate in any way outside of jab first?
Nope.
I haven't. Spence gonna have to show me that he can get his offense going with something other than the jab. Because if you notice with Bud will paw with your jab. A lot of times guys can't get off on Bud with the jab because he will paw your jab. Like he'll paw it. And then with his feet being better, it looked from the tape, it looked like Bud should have some advantages. I just never seen Spence operate off of anything other than the jab. And I'm not knocking Spence because I'm like, that's the basics of boxing. That is what's supposed to work. You feel what I'm saying? That's what's supposed to work. But when you got somebody that's a switch hitter like a Bud, I think Bud has the better feet, and I think Bud can get his offense off in more ways than Spence can. I think for Spence to win this fight, Spence gonna have to show us something he ain't shown before. And I'm talking offensively. Defensively, I think he's really good. I think he's underrated defensively. For as much as he's in the pocket, he don't get hit a lot in the pocket. People look at the Sean Porter fight and thinking he's sweet on defense. I'm like, Sean gets off on everybody. It ain't a person he hasn't got off on offensively. It's just he don't have the power to really, you know what I'm saying? He don't have that game changer type power. But it's going to be a great fight, bro. Like, it's going to be a great fight. But it's going to be up to Bud. If Bud fights smart, I don't see what Spence can do.
See, what I look at it like this.
Okay.
The areas I look at competition when you fought guys. And I personally, I don't recall seeing Bud, especially at 147, fighting a top caliber guy when they were actually in their prime.
Agreed.
That grueling style that Spence has. Every guy that I've seen, I've never seen Danny Garcia take as much punishment as he did against Errol. I've never seen, Brooke, I thought that he was doing well against Triple G. Some people would say, well, he was a little bit You know, he had a fork in him because of the fact that the brutality that Golovkin inflicted on him. So Spence got a less than stellar Brook. Was Brook at that time, especially when I look physically how he looked in comparison to when he fought Crawford.
Right.
I thought that he was on point. I'm saying that to say that right there is going to play a major factor. I always see Spence get the guys, and I always see Crawford, as talented as he is, I see him getting tagged a little bit here and there. But the thing about the other guys that he's faced, he's more so to me a guy that uses his reflexes. Like, I don't necessarily think Crawford, from what I've seen at 147, necessarily has like this specific game plan. He's just reacting to what you do, or just adjusting to what it is that you do, and then catching you slipping, you know, after he kind of, you know, catches your rhythm and timing and things like that. That's what I've seen. So I think somebody who's fundamentally sound, who's in their prime, strong, and they just pound on you. I don't know how much punishment, if he's taking punishment. And I've seen Crawford take a little bit of punishment here and there before he clips somebody. The biggest thing that it's going to come down to, as far as how long this fight goes, is going to be once Bud tags Spence. How is Spence going to respond to that? Is it going to be where he's kind of reluctant a little bit and he has to take his time a little bit, and then Bud, if you give him time, he's definitely pound for pound number one. But if the pace of what Spence is doing to him, if he takes the punch and he's still coming, then I think he's going to wear Crawford down and he's going to get a stoppage late. But if he takes something and then he's kind of reluctant a little bit and he's kind of slowed down a little bit, and I think the fight, Bud could win that fight. I still would have Spence winning, but I think that it'll be a little bit more trickier if he's not able to take Bud's shot, you know, like I think that he will be able to.
I can't knock anything you just said, bro. I can't knock anything you just said. Like, I could honestly see it playing like that. And a lot of times Spence, like you said, like, he gets his guys at the end of the day, whether he get them early or get them late. I'm kind of looking at it the other way. I'm kind of seeing what Bud's reaction is going to be when he get hit with some money shots, because he hasn't taken a shot from a guy that with that size and that strength. So I'm kind of looking at it the other way from that aspect. I'm not really worried. Spence's chin has been pretty solid his whole career. I can probably count on one hand how many times he's been buzzed. But I could really see it playing out that way. But even with that being said, bro, he's still gonna need assistance from Bud to even accomplish that. Because we don't know if Bud's fighting orthodox or southpaw in this fight. We don't know which one he's doing. Usually he fights southpaw, but because of who he's fighting, could we see more conventional style Bud? He does have the quicker feet, the better feet. If I'm Bud, if I want to win this fight, I'll fight Spence how I fought Victor Postal.
Yeah, if he can. Like, I haven't seen that Bud in a long time. That's the last time I saw that Bud. You know what I mean? Right. And he's older. Will he be able to do that for all 12? You know, but if he fight like Postal, if he's still capable of doing that, that's when I would be concerned for Spence. Because every time I see him, like when they showing him working out and stuff like that, it looks like he plans on standing there in a pocket, possibly even pushing Spence back a little bit, making him move backwards, or he's just trying to catch him in between shots. I see that little anchor hook that he's throwing in there.
Yeah. I have a question. Do you guys know who the official favorite is?
Bud.
Crawford.
Yes. What he's like 150?
Yeah, it's like really slight.
I
had posted that. I had posted that, and I had a lot of people name call me.
Why?
I posted. I commented. I said, Crawford. So it was like Crawford's a slight favorite, but it's really close. And I had a bunch of Errol Spence fan name call me and say that I'm wrong.
But see that's ignorance, because they don't know how betting works. You're betting, like, there's an initial betting line. So when the initial betting line came out, both of them were minus 112, which is basically, it's an even fight. It's a 50-50 fight. So the money, the the actual odds move based off the money that comes in. That's how you become a bigger favorite. It's not, like they just set the bar. They set the bar, but the money decides how it moves up or it moves down for either guy.
So I would say most people betting think Crawford would likely win that
they're
fight.
putting money on Crawford. So what's going to happen is probably Friday or early Saturday. A lot of money is going to come in for Spence because Spence is going to be like a plus for 140, something like that. People going to be able to make some solid money off of Spence if he wins the fight. If I'm a Bud fan, I think Bud gonna win the fight. But if I'm betting, I'm putting my money on Spence because it's just better money. It's just better money.
Either way, you'll be happy.
Either way, I'm gonna be happy. Yeah, it's better money at the end of the day. Like it's better money. So, the people responding like that is crazy.
Guys, I gotta go. I gotta start getting ready for work and stuff.
Chris, do your thing, bro.
But I really appreciate it, guys. I really appreciate both of you guys hopping on.
It's all good, Chris, man. Quit that Spence hate though, bro.
I know.
Hey, yo, the one thing about Chris, though, Chris don't run for no smoke, though. So if Spence wins, Chris will be right on here. I will give him that. I'm giving that.
I'll take it. I'll take the brunt of it.
He'll take it. He'll take it for sure. Yeah.
Hey, you better than me, Chris.
It's a lot of. I respect it because there's a lot of dudes that are just run. There's gonna be a lot of dudes you're not gonna hear from whoever wins the fight.
Right now, I'm not gonna see any. Dude, I saw so much hate for I'm gonna go back to those comments. I'm gonna see all of them deleted.
Bro, who's the guy that was on my channel that was like the biggest Canelo fan in the world?
I think it was like Ruiz, something Ruiz.
Gabriel
Ruiz, I think.
We was trying. No, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. He's in here. He in the chat now.
Oh,
it was somebody else that was on my channel, and he was the biggest Canelo fan in the world,
and the biggest Benavidez hater.
Yeah, exactly.
He kept saying Duck Vitas or
something. Yeah, and we were trying to tell him this is before the Bivol fight. We was like, yo, like this is a bad fight for Canelo, and we kept on saying like no shade towards Canelo, no hate. It was just a bad style matchup, bro. When I say I didn't hear from him after that fight. And I called him on like 3 other channels, so I started harassing him on other channels. I was like, "Bro," I said, how the fuck you screaming Canelo over crazy, and then he lose, and then you leave my channel?"
Right, you know what?
I told you what was going to happen.
I saw the same exact thing. I saw him on the other channels, on the other lives, dude. And I started harassing. I was like, "Dude, what happened to your Canelo?"
Yeah, like I'm like, come on, bro. Like I'm
a Canelo fan, but
but you can be realistic too.
Yeah.
Like, but the thing is, like Chris G is realistic, like across the board. There's a lot of people that's just not realistic when it comes down to their takes. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, no way, Canelo loses. And then, by any chance, was the channel that he was on? Was it the IBFP by any chance?
I'm not sure.
No, okay, because they're kind of they're mostly neutral, but they're kind of Canelo fanboys on that channel. And
this guy was bad, bro. This guy was bad. I was trying to tell him. Shane was trying to tell him. Vlog was trying to tell him. I told him. I said, "Yo, if it wasn't for the judges, I said I would put my house up that Bivol was going to beat Canelo. He's going to beat the dog shit out of Canelo." And we told him that months before the fight happened. I said, if he fights Bivol, he's losing bad. He's losing bad. He lost probably 10 of the 12 rounds.
Easily.
Yeah.
He got mopped. He got mopped in that fight.
And only remember to give him more than 2 rounds.
I argue with this dude about how Benavidez wasn't ducking Canelo. And I argue with this dude for the longest until he disappeared off the face of the earth.
He disappeared, bro. That shit was so crazy, man. But I think Canelo. I think me personally, I'm like, Canelo is not as good offensively as he was a couple years ago. He just don't open up as much. He's more the pot shot. He walk you down, pot shot, stuff like that, but it's just power behind it. You know what I'm saying? Benavidez offensively is gifted. Like Canelo would have to really catch him with something crazy to really get his attention. But I'm like, when has he gotten anybody's attention? Like it's been years since Canelo really got somebody's attention, really. Because even in the Caleb Plant fight, He just caught him with a good shot on the move.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you something, man. I like David Benavidez. He's one of my favorite fighters because of his mentality, and he always fight the best guys.
Right.
I think there's a lot of cracks there. I think there's a lot of openings.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, there ain't no openings, bro. There ain't no openings.
His head is right there in the air. I would like to see what would happen with him and Morrell. You know,
honestly, okay.
Is that fight happening?
I don't know. The thing is, they keep going back and forth. It's happened. It's not happened. It's happened.
Bro,
I'm a little nervous for that fight. Dude, I think Morrell is a harder fight than Canelo. To be honest with you,
I think Canelo would beat Benavidez, but he has to do it.
No, he won't, bro. I
think he has
you.
to do it sooner. I'm gonna tell you why. Let me speak my piece.
Okay.
The reason why I think so is because of the fact that I haven't seen Benavidez fight somebody who's going to have some crack in their hands, you know, some pop in their punches, that's going to bring it back to him, where he's not just throwing those rock'em sock'em punches, and it's not like somebody else who's going to, you know, have some pop in it too. Yeah, make him pay. I haven't seen that, and I think Canelo has enough experience. The only problem with Canelo is sometimes his stamina, like towards the end of fights. If that happens, if Benavidez makes it to the latter part of the fight, then he could, you know, turn it in his direction. But I think that stylistically, I think that that's a pretty good matchup for Canelo. That's what I see.
Hey, bro, real quick. I didn't want for Chris to leave just yet. So just a little tip. If you want Chris to stay on the show, mention Benavidez. He gonna stay on. He gonna be late for work. He gonna be late. He gonna be late for work.
Last question, Chris. Do you think
he gonna be late for work?
You think with that 3-fight deal that Canelo got with PBC, you think that Benavidez is gonna be a part of that?
No, it's gonna be Charlo, and then Charlo.
I was told he wasn't.
Well,
are you serious? You think Al Heyman's just gonna let that go, bro?
I was told he wasn't. I told he wasn't a part. Something has to happen for him to get in there at 3.
No way.
Yeah.
Why does he not want to fight him, dude?
So the initial plan was only supposed to be for Maul, but because of his situation, Canelo may fight both of them. He may fight both of them, but there's more of a chance that Spence will go up, depending on if he beats Bud. There's more of a chance Spence goes up to see Canelo at whatever weight he wants, before Benavidez gets a shot. That's what I was told.
That's what I heard. It's gonna be both Charlos and then Spence.
See, that kind of makes sense from a financial standpoint.
From a financial standpoint, yeah.
But as far as like, you see, but the only problem with that, it's a couple guys who are not like going with the flow as far as how boxing is going. You have the Benavidez plant, you had the Tank and Ryan, you had the Haney and Loma, you got the Fulton and Inoue, you got the Spence Crawford. So you got the best pretty much fighting the best, or fights that people want to see.
Right.
And so Canelo, that would be one that we would want to see, is the Benavidez fight right now, and striking while the iron is hot. But I can understand like if it's a package deal, because I see he's more just like at this particular point, more than any time in his career, like financially, what's the package? What, me going against Spence, who's another kind of cash cow guy in Texas, possibly, or whatever it is that they do. Right. That's a lucrative fight. But at the same time, bro, like people want to see the best fight the best though too. And Benavidez has been a for a long time.
So
I agree.
Canelo's getting $50 million regardless of who he fights. So I think Benavidez should still be on the table. But I feel like out of all those fights, I still think Benavidez is the riskiest. Even though Benavidez is a risk taker himself, I still think that's the riskiest fight for Canelo, is to fight Benavidez, because he's got more reach than every fighter that's ever fought. Oh, except for what's his name? The British dude that's like really tall and lanky. Colin Smith. But Colin Smith is what didn't really show up in that fight. But Benavidez has more reach and throws more punches and has a higher offensive output. And I think he still rolls with the punches pretty. He doesn't just take the punches.
Benavidez is just a one-trick pony, man.
Stop sitting.
I don't think any.
Hey Chris, you might as well take a vacation day, bro. He's not getting off this line until he get this Benavidez shit straight. Bro, you know what though? Like, Benavidez he did show me something in the Plant fight, for this one reason. Plant does have a style to where you do have to be a little patient and you do have to kind of figure things out. So Benavidez did show me that he has the ability to go through a process offensively to become effective, and he really had to kind of get dirty with Caleb Plant. And I'm not talking about fighting dirty, I'm talking about no headshots, just all chest shots, body shots, and just putting the pressure on, and then later on he started adding them headshots.
And I checked the punch stats on that fight, dude. Benavidez actually didn't really get touched up too much. There wasn't a whole lot of punches.
Can I ask you a real quick question?
Yes, sir.
What's Caleb Plant Achilles heel?
His power.
In addition to when in his fights, doesn't he typically kind of taper off towards the end as well?
Correct.
After round 5, he seems
he's
like a 5-6 round.
Yeah, he reminds me of Zab. Zab was a front runner, for a good part of his career. The first 6 rounds, he's electric. That back half though doesn't match the first half. So I it's a combination of and I know where you're going with that, bro. Like, and I agree with you. Caleb Plant does tail off after round 6. But he won't tail off unless you give him a reason to tail off too. I think Benavidez gave him a reason to tail off, in that fight. But I think with Benavidez though, I do think he should be in the mix as far as the 3 fights. I definitely think he should be in the mix. But financially, I get it. But I think Canelo and Benavidez would do well though. I think it'll do well though.
That might do better than Jermall.
It'll definitely do better than Jermall. Jermall is ice cold in these streets, brother.
Hey, Jermall, I think Jermall should fight Herb. Herb's coming out with this video. Herb's coming out with some video. I saw that. Herb hasn't been
Didn't he just get stopped? Didn't he just get stopped?
Yeah, but it makes sense though. But it makes sense because one guy hasn't even fought in like 75 years, and then the other guy is coming off a loss.
What would that be? What
had words in the past.
Would that be a 160?
It would have to be.
It would be at 160 probably. Well, here's the thing. Maul probably wouldn't be able to make 160 to be honest.
Maul. So y'all may know this already. Do y'all know why Maul is on the absence he's on?
Mental illness.
His wife or something like that. The money.
Okay, yeah, you heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a money situation. Basically, he don't want to be making no money right now because he got to go through some proceedings with the missus, So that's kind of why he's out. But it's a combination of both what both you guys said. But it's kind of like he's been out the ring so long. I don't even know what Maul gonna show up. Right. Like Maul hasn't been in a significant fight since
154.
Yeah, since
Derevyanchenko.
Derevyanchenko was a solid fight, but nobody thought Derevyanchenko was gonna win that fight though.
But here's the thing, man. He beat Derevyanchenko easier than everybody who's fought him.
I agree with that, but nobody thought that Derevyanchenko was actually going to beat Maul, though.
I thought he had a chance. I thought
it wasn't 50-50.
No, not at all.
Was you thinking like 60-40?
I would say 60-40. At the time, I thought 60-40.
60-40, right. No, I respect that. But the thing about it, the last time Maul was in a significant fight where there was a question on whether he was going to win or lose was J-Rock. What year was that?
That was like 15, 16?
It's been a long time. Like even his last 4 fights was not much.
No, everybody was like, man, cherry pick, or they like, when is he gonna fight somebody at once?
Brandon Adams.
The last one was Montiel.
Montiel.
He looked bad. He looked bad in that fight.
Montiel, you had Brandon Adams. You had was Derevyanchenko on his last 4? Derevyanchenko. And who else?
Did he fight Caldwell?
He fought Dennis.
That was
Oh, he didn't
before
look
the-
at that one either.
He fought Dennis
Yeah.
Hogan. He fought Dennis Hogan.
Dennis
so.
Hogan. So that was his last 4 fights. That was his last 4 fights. Dennis Hogan, Montiel.
That's at the top of my head too.
Derevianchenko, yeah. Derevianchenko and who else? It was his last 4 fights.
Shit,
And that was
Montiel, so it was Montiel, Brandon Adams.
Brandon, that was the last 4 fights across
That's his
8
last
years.
4 fights. Yeah, like that was his last 4 fights across what 5-6 years, something like that. So
then he had like Centennial, what's his name?
Hugo Centennial Jr.
Yeah.
Like, he's had a really bad. To be honest with you, whose run has been worse though? His or Gary Russell's?
Bro, don't even get me started on Gary Russell. Man.
Yo, Chris ain't gonna get to work till like 2 in the afternoon, bro.
I asked permission. Like honestly, like I could go like whenever, but it's just.
Yo, that's funny. Yo, but bro, like it's crazy. Like a lot of these dudes' careers just you'll see these guys. They'll just go on these 2-3 year runs, and it's just like, bro, like what are you doing? And it's like with Charlo, he can't get mad at anyone because I'm like, in order for you to become a star, I'm like, people have to actually see you doing your job. We haven't seen Maul actually do his job in over 2 years. And he may not fight. Was it 2023? I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see him until like 2024, 2025. And then on top of that, what condition first of all, what physical condition are you in? That's number one. Number 2, you haven't fought in like damn near 3 years. So obviously somebody's fronting you bread to get your bills paid. And so that first fight, you probably not even seeing none of that shit. You probably paying people back.
Well, here's the thing, man. Is that what do you call it? If Maul doesn't fight till 2025, think about his age. He's gonna be in his mid-30s.
Yeah, but is he still gonna have a belt?
Well, if he, as much as he's loves what's his name, Mauricio Suleiman, I wonder if I don't know this.
They're not shipping.
They're trying to be strict on Haney, but then they let Charlo out, let sit on sidelines for 2.5 years.
A couple things with that though. Now, if Suleiman, I think it's just because they're trying to set him up for Canelo, so they're just trying to sweeten the pot a little bit, like allowing him to keep that belt. Or Suleiman might be a little receptive to the situation that he's going through with his wife. Like, oh, I understand that, so we're gonna go ahead and give you a little bit of leeway here.
I think it's both, bro. What he shouldn't do is he's better off just going to 168 for 2 reasons. One, Adames is mandatory. I wouldn't come back after no long layoff fighting somebody that's on a game like that with that type of power and that type of energy. Right. And then in addition to that, it's more lucrative for him to just go to 168 because you got the Caleb Plants, you got the Benavidez, you got the, so on the what's his name, Berlingas and guys like that.
And it'll be easier for him to make the weight too.
Yeah, I think 168 is a great move. I mean, 160 is a dump truck site right now. Like it ain't nobody at 160, man. Like,
dump truck.
Yeah, Adames. You can make the claim Adames is the best fighter at 160. He the hottest fighter at 160. I say that for sure. But you can't even name a top 5 at 160 that's active.
Nah.
You can't.
You're gonna have to go to like Eastern Europe, and there's like a bunch.
You had to go to the outskirts to find 5 names. It's like Adames and who else?
I can't think of any at the top of my head.
I can't think of any, but everybody else is inactive.
Oh, that dude who fight on ESPN.
Who?
That middle, the one dude they be saying he the knockoff Triple G.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name though, bro. But you see how far we got to dig though?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's a hard dig. Like that 160 that's a ghost town right now. Like
if you go on Jermall Charlo's box rec, dude, it says inactive and it says WBC world title. That's the first time I've ever seen an inactive fighter with a title.
Check this out. So if you go on Ring Magazine, guess who's number 1 in middleweight?
Probably Triple G if I know them.
Triple G.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
And I ain't been on Ring TV and God knows how long.
They got Liam Smith number 4.
Oh yeah, Liam Smith. That's right. Liam Smith is pretty good. On BoxRec, Liam Smith is number 2.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
that is terrible.
So Gennady Golovkin, Liam Smith, Chris Eubank Jr., Carlos Adames, and then this guy Miriam.
Damn, Eubank is over Adames? Wow.
Yeah.
When was the last time that the rankings was updated? That's like this month.
Ring Magazine got a 3.
They got who number 3?
Adames, and they got Akmanali with whatever.
Oh, Akmanali. All right.
Yeah. No. I mean Janet. Janet.
Yeah, Janibek.
Oh, Janibek. I like Janibek.
Bro, like Michael Zarafa is number 7, dude. Think about that.
That is disgusting, bro. That is disgusting.
And that's middleweight. Like typically welterweight, middleweight. You know what I'm saying? Like you have your better fighters in that weight class historically.
Yo, Spence can probably go up to 60 right now and be unified, bro. He would instantly be the best fighter at 160 right now. If he skipped 54 and went to 60, he would be the number 1 fighter at 160. That's how bad the division is.
I think Boots could probably do something up there too.
Boots would definitely be number 1 in that division.
Listen, man, I wouldn't be surprised. Like Crawford, all them dudes, if they want
all them dudes, they like, man, it's a jungle over there at 54, man. I'm gonna skip and go right to 60 and make it happen.
It's a field day at 160.
Hey, but then they do that. Then according to Chris G, they number 1 pound for pound. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, hold on. So if Spence beats Crawford and then goes up to 60 and beats Janet, does Janibek have a belt?
That WBO.
He has the WBO.
So if he goes up and beat Janibek, is that better than him beating Boots?
Actually, well, Janibek is a lot bigger, I think, and
I'm just testing it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Well, I think he's pretty good. He held the title. I would think it's it would be worth more than Boots. I think.
But listen. Chris, the reason I'm saying that, bro, is to let you know that you can have criteria, but there's exceptions to the criteria. You feel what I'm saying? And that's on all levels.
Well, here's the thing. Janibek is. Here's the thing. That's why there's weight classes for a reason. So it's like if I'm on the street, right, and there's a 250-pound dude, let's say I'm 180 and there's like a 280-pound dude, 6'5", I'm pretty short. He doesn't know how to fight, and I know how to fight. He's still probably gonna beat me, just pick me up and slam me, like, bro, like it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like there's weight classes for a reason. So that's why I think that 160 win would be worth more than a 147 win with Boots.
So check this out. So when Canelo was about to fight Makabu, or if he goes up to fight Jack, that's more impressive than him beating Evolve.
Okay, so if there was no weight clauses
or Benavidez.
Okay. Ooh, now I'm getting personally attacked over here. Okay, automatically Benavidez would be the best win, right? If you fought him, right? But
you see how there's exceptions to the criteria.
Yeah. A 168 Benavidez win is worth more than a 200 Makabu. But here's the thing, Makabu. Well, they were trying to make him go down to 190, 180. That's the thing.
When I say I personally know, like, Makabu is cracking super crazy. He's cracking super duper crazy. Like, I didn't want Canelo to take that fight because he's cracking real crazy. Like, but that's an exception to the rule. Like, Benavidez would be a better win than any Badu Jack or Makabu at that cruiserweight weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just exceptions to it. Like, you just got to know where the exceptions are.
I guess on paper it would look better than what it actually is.
Yeah, for sure. But on paper and in ring, though. Like, in ring, like, Badu Jack and Makabu has nothing on Benavidez, period. Like, on no level. And that's no disrespect. That's no disrespect to Badu Jack, too. I like Badu Jack. Yeah. But Badu Jack went on like a 5-year run where I was just like, God damn, like, that's like the gauntlet of all gauntlets. Like, he went through it. That shit was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he fought like all the top 10 dudes.
Yeah.
You know, when Badu was competing at 168, Benavidez was just coming out. He was a prospect at 168 on PBC about like 8 years ago.
Yo,
Anyone
I'm gonna tell
remember?
you how bad 160 is, bro. Jalen Love will be top 15.
What?
Jalen Love will be top 15 in 160, bro.
Dude, when he fought
Right
Kid,
now.
do you remember that fight with Kid Chocolate, dude, where he was throwing those little
Oh,
body shots, and then Kid
terrible,
Chocolate
bro.
was just letting him do it and smile.
Bro, you know the thing that's funny, man? Like I think he was the co-main event on a pay-per-view that I bought, and I found out he was the co-main event, and I instantly just got pissed off. I tried to cancel the order.
Wait, was it when he fought Benavidez?
Yeah, I think when he fought Benavidez, I was pissed off. I tried to cancel. I don't know who was the main event on that pay-per-view.
That was Mikey Garcia versus Spence.
Yeah, I tried to cancel the order, bro. I found out I was actually paying for Jalen Love. I didn't care if Benavidez is on the other end. I was like, man, I said, this is terrible, bro. I'm my cable bill gonna have Jalen Love. I just couldn't stomach it.
I'm not a fan of his, man.
On your bank statement.
Yeah, just having Jalen Love on my bank statement, I got a problem with that. I got a huge problem with that. I was like, never again. Like, that's how bad.
Let me run over the comments, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just running. It's only 5. So, Scotty 70 said ESPN telling about Shakur as one of boxing's all-time greats.
Oh, that's
laughing
funny.
out loud.
That's funny.
He said hypocritical would depend on the fashion of the wins at the 2 high weights.
Yeah, he's talking about Spence and Crawford.
Yeah.
Pound for pound.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe Ruiz, he said, what up, fellas? Much love to the channel. Sweet
Big
my
shout
guy.
out to Gabe Ruiz.
He said, in my opinion, if Spence doesn't hurt Bud badly, I don't see him answering Bud's boxing IQ.
Let's get Gabriel up out of here, man.
Ruiz, Mr. Gabriel, you're that's on point. That's facts. Facts.
Yeah, I can't wait for the fight, bro. Because you can honestly look at this fight 5-6 different ways, and you can see it. You can literally see it playing out. Like if Bud fights stupid, I could see Spence dominating this fight, but I can see it the other way around too.
I've got a question. If Bud outright beats Spence, do you think Al Haymon will be punching the air?
No, because he's in control. Al's all about control at the end of the day, so he could literally he can set up the rematch, even if it is a mop. Like he can still set up the rematch, and then if Maul loses to Canelo, that's a fight. That's another fight right there. Like
there's so many different options. If he,
yes,
I don't even want to think about it. But you have, because he already got that Dallas on lock. So the redemption story or the comeback, some people a lot of people be very interested to see what he does in response to a loss to Bud Crawford. Right. So
I agree 100%, man. Like, and it's like I said, there's so many different options across the board. I just know Boots ain't one of the options. I know that for a fact. He gonna have to go to Stanionis route. The first belt he gets is gonna be a vacant title. Like he's not gonna be able to get anybody in the ring and literally take it from the champion. Like
you think it's because he's high risk, low reward, or do you think it's because
the thing is, it's like it is a high risk, low reward. But the thing is, you got to look at it from Spence and Crawford's end. I done got to the pinnacle. And because people, I have a real problem with the people throw around the ducking thing. Like they throw it around a little too much for me. If I'm Spence or I'm Crawford and I have a lucrative fight with Mel on the table, right? I'm going to take that fight over Boots because it falls more in line with where my career is going. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these guys are looking at Floyd as the blueprint. Floyd wouldn't fight a Boots. Period. Floyd would not fight a Boots. Like, period. You know what I'm saying? So
not at that particular point. Like it would have to really be a sweep the pot had to be
That
reeking.
pot, man, that pot gotta be overflowing. That pot gotta be overflowing, man. But I hear you, bro. I hear you. Like that pot gotta be crazy. Like, but it's just like Floyd has never fought a guy like this is a better question. Does Floyd have a Spence or Crawford on his resume?
I
what about
don't
the Corrales
think
fight?
so.
What about Corrales was ranked like number 1 or number 2 or number 3?
Well, Corrales,
pound
but
for pound at that time?
Yeah, he
No.
was above Floyd.
no,
Google it. Corrales was above Floyd in a pound for pound ranking.
well, here's the thing, Corrales,
You know
but
what,
his
that's
style,
true.
his
That is
his
true. That's
his
true.
style was still perfect for whatchamacallit, Rock'em
Agreed.
Sock'em.
That's a good point, though. That's a good point.
But that is a good point.
It's I still. All right, so I put it to you like this, bro. If Floyd in his prime, does he fight a Spence? Does he fight a Bud? Does he fight a Boots? Knowing the way Floyd plays it.
I thought in his prime, Floyd came out the gate looking for that smoke. He wanted all them dudes. It just got to a point to me. I thought that Floyd, he felt like he put in the work. He felt like, I positioned myself throughout all of the turmoil that I have a top rank. I had to get myself out of that contract. Now I'm the money man. I just beat De La Hoya. So now I can go ahead and be the cash cow and look for the most lucrative opportunities that match. Like I will take on the best guys, but it just has to be, the pot has to be sweet enough for me to go ahead and do it. I'm not fighting just for belts and all of this type of stuff. I'm fighting for that money. But he also tried to match who was hot at the time. So
I think social media and more media presence than ever before has a big reason why we're getting all the big fights more than we ever have. Because before they could hide it and and nobody can make a big deal out of it, but now people have more of a say in it, I guess, a little bit, because of the social media presence, and I think that's why all the big fights are happening more often than they ever have.
What about Thurman? Like,
bro,
did Thurman
one
deserve
time
an opportunity to Floyd?
One time
years
every
ago?
one time every
Like
3
years
years,
ago,
Thurman.
Man. To answer that
Thurman was
question,
hot.
bro,
Thurman was hot years ago.
at that particular time, if it's anybody outside of Floyd, Thurman gets the shot. At that particular time, I'm not talking. This is pre Thurman going on the hiatus. Like this was pre that moment. Thurman was the number one guy for Floyd. And I know that Floyd looked at Thurman as competition because that's why he started throwing Spence's name out there. You beat Spence, and then you can get me. Like as soon as he started trying to throw the rule block in, then already knew Keith Thurman wasn't going to get the opportunity. But did he deserve the opportunity at that particular time when he became the number one contender? Yes.
The way I looked at it was like this: is that at that time? So you talking about Floyd really competitively, like the Pacquiao fight was really like the apex. Then he just went off into the sunset really with the Berto fight. Then he had the one last fight for the 50 win. So that was going on. But the Pacquiao fight was the coup de grace. But before that, it was certain scenarios that shaped out. For instance, Keith Thurman was somebody, a potential opponent. They were throwing Amir Khan's name out there as well. You also had the upset of Marcos Maidana when he beat Broner. And so that to me, that's when Keith Thurman would have been in play. But since the baby Mayweather lost to Marcos Maidana, then he chose to go in that direction, fighting Marcos Maidana at that time. That was a hot fight. And then it was close enough in some people's eyes, they did a rematch. So to me, that's where Keith Thurman would have fell in there, but it's just those circumstances played out that way.
I agree with that too. Just because a guy deserves a shot doesn't mean it's going to actually play out for him. I agree with that 100%. Thurman, Thurman falls more in line with you take the promotional company out of it, like a Tim Bradley. Like when Tim Bradley was at 47, you can make the claim that he deserved a Floyd fight, but whether he was going to get it or not, circumstances just didn't play out. You know what I mean? I just think it's a similar situation with Thurman, but that doesn't stop the fact that he didn't deserve an opportunity. I felt like he deserved an opportunity for sure.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah, he said I'm gonna sit around. If they don't talk about Benavidez in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to work.
Oh,
Dude, Chris G is the best, bro. He is the best, man. That is funny.
do your
bro.
stuff, Chris,
well,
man.
I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and
Chris,
yeah.
I'll get with you, bro.
I really appreciate you, Ty, for having me on, and you guys have a good one.
All right, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up off here in a second too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Legend, you got to work today, bro?
For me?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm on vacation. Just started today.
What?
Yeah, I'm on vacation to next Tuesday. So
Oh, bro.
I'm free. I'm
Happy
free.
belated.
Yeah,
Thanks, bro.
shoot, well, I'm trying to think. So I'm off tomorrow. Let's do something tomorrow.
Yeah, make it happen.
Yeah,
Everybody's free. Yeah, let's
yeah, let's do something tomorrow. I'll get I don't know where Shane at, but I'll tell Shane and Vlog to jump on, because I would love to get their opinion, especially Vlog, as far as this Fulton fight, because he was talking that shit. And I'm like, bruh, you don't put no goddamn money on the road, guy, like bugging.
Yeah, that was like you said, man. I feel bad for Fulton, man. I mean, it is what it is, man. But that was a bad KO, man. And like I meant to say when you first came on, like when I start seeing him bleeding out the nose and out the mouth early like that, I was like, it ain't gonna be looking good for him.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, when your nose and your mouth bleeding, and you were pretty solid defensively. Like, Fulton wasn't bad, like, defensively. Like, he tried to turn with a lot of shots. He tried to catch a lot of shots. He tried to get out of the way of shots using his feet. Like, he poured all the tools out the tool bag, and he poured them all out. Like, it's just sometimes just, you're just in there with a better guy, and he was just in there with a better guy, and I don't think he should hang his head or anything like that, and I don't think anybody should look at him any different, because sometimes you just gotta tip your cap and just be like, yo, like he's that dude. I really don't see. I don't know who checks Inoue at 22. I don't know who checks Inoue at 22.
Man, ain't nobody down there messing with that boy.
I don't think so.
That's the thing that I got out of it, man, is that it was just confirmation that man is a top 3 type guy.
He's facts. I agree 100%, bro. I don't know what his peak is in terms of weight. Probably 26 is probably his peak.
Yeah.
But like, I could honestly say, like, he beats a Santa Cruz right now. Yeah,
he's too dynamic.
Yeah, he would beat a Santa Cruz like right now. There's guys at 26 I would say he beats. And like I said, I don't think he can go past 26. You could just tell off his frame that he's not one of them guys that's going to gain 15, 20 pounds in between fights. Between weigh-in and fight night. He's probably gaining between 5 to 10, something like that. But you could just tell his whole body is just shredded. It's really nowhere for the weight to go. Like, he would just have to like naturally like get bigger. I don't know how old he is, but
he's 30.
30, yeah.
30, yeah. He might test 26. That might be the furthest he goes.
I would like the Figueroa, but you said you ain't feeling the Figueroa fight?
Me?
Yeah, you ain't feeling that fight?
He may last 5 rounds, maybe.
That'll look like Pacquiao and Margarito. Like he'll be rat-a-tat. He be too
Yeah,
fast,
yeah,
quick.
he's too fast for Figueroa. Like that would be bad. You know what else it'll look like too? It'll look like it's an old school joint. When James Toney fought Iran Barkley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it'll just be real ugly. Like it'll be real ugly. Like, and then Inoue can counter. He counters well too. Like, so you can't even. It's really nothing you can really do with him. Like you would have to fight. Like, because I thought Donaire was like the best dude he's ran into in terms of just overall just talent, ability, physical ability, and even with that fight, like you know what I mean? Like,
See, with Donaire, the thing about him, he can time the hell out of you. Like he has that good timing, and so you always have to be worried about that. In that first fight, you know, he was digging deep, you know, showcasing some of those wily veteran type of tactics he was using.
Yes.
But in those lower weight classes, you don't have nobody's going to be used to the speed of Inoue, his power. Like he hit different. Like it was certain times. This is when another time when I knew that Fulton was in trouble. Is I can tell that he was frustrated. I don't know if he always stands in the corner, but they were trying to tell him to sit down, but he was like, no, he didn't want to sit down. But the way he went about doing, I was like, he frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Like and then on another time was he knew that he was down big, so he was gonna like try to step his game up a little bit. What Inoue did was he threw something. I don't even know if he tried to land it, but what he did was he threw it hard enough where he like, you better watch yourself. You know what I'm saying? Coming up in here, and so Cool Boy had to kind of like stop trying to be so aggressive. Because he was trying to, it was like at one point, maybe it was like the 6th, 7th round or something like that. He said, I got to step this up. That shit whistled past his face and he calmed his ass down. You know what I'm saying? So he got some stuff. He's just a little too dynamic for those guys. That they would never have faced anybody like that, like a Figueroa or somebody like that.
Yeah.
So
He kind of gives me. He's kind of like Prince Nassim, which is more technical ability.
Yeah.
Because Prince Nassim power was different. It was ridiculous. Like Inoue has that type of power, and the thing is, from Fulton's end, you can't really you got to know the power is legit. Because I mean, you brought up the hand wraps, you brought up the gloves, you brought up the VADA testing. So I'm like, you had VADA testing, you had the hand wrap situation settled before the fight. You just got to tip your cap. He got smoked. And like he got smoked. You know what I mean? He got smoked in the gloves.
Y'all get him any rounds?
No. No. I think he got blanked. I had Inoue up 7-0. Because I'm not the type of person that give up sympathy rounds. Like you had a terrible round 1 and 2, but you had an okay round 3, and I'm like, that was enough for me to give it to. Nah, I'm not that guy. I'm definitely not that guy. Like, I think his best round was round 4.
It was 4 or 5.
I think it was 4 or 5, and he did better. Because he landed the lead right hand. He landed a right hand over the top. And then he caught Inoue coming in. And it still wasn't enough for me to give him the round. Where a lot of people would have. They'd be like, oh, well, he did better than the other 3 rounds. Go, I'll give it to him. I'll give it.
Especially if you factor in fighting in Tokyo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They had him down 7-0. When they was picking out the gloves. Yeah. They had him down 7-0. Them scores was already in. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, credit to Fulton though. Fulton, he went out there and he tried to make it happen. It was a legacy fight for him, and he tried to make it happen. Man, he didn't run from it, and you gotta commend him for that. And to be honest with you, I don't know what other fights he would have been able to take to bring this type of, notoriety, attention. And it's crazy because the guy that I thought he should have went in the ring with and he probably would have got a W was Raees Alim, and he just lost. And I felt like Fulton should have took that fight. I talked to Raees Alim after, like, it might have been 2-3 fights ago, and he was on Showtime and he won that fight. So as soon as he got off with Showtime, he hopped on right on and did the interview with me, like, before he even went in the back. And he was like, yo, like, Fulton keep running from this smoke. And I'm like, Fulton, that's a winnable fight for you, bro. So if he beats Raees Alim at the time, who knows? He may have had other options outside of Inoue. You know what I mean? So you got to be real, you got to be real particular in terms of who you fight. And the same goes for Alim. Like, Alim fought a dude that was 12-0, something like that. To be honest with you, there's no way I'm fighting a dude 12-0 when I'm on the door of a title shot.
Right.
I'm not fighting him. Like, I'm not fighting him. But these dudes think they can beat anybody at any time. And I'm like, a lot of boxing has to do with you being strategic in terms of how you moving. Like, you got to be moving correctly. You got to do things that make sense, because boxing is the only sport where one loss can take you completely out of the mix.
Yes.
I don't know what Salim's approach was in that fight.
Yeah.
I didn't even. That's news to me that he lost. But sometimes those guys too is you look at a fella and you're like, oh man, that's 12-0, and then your antennas are not up either, and he's better than what you thought, and then you get caught something like that. That's kind of like
I thought that was the case. He just looked off. Like, he just looked. Oh, and Alim got one of them weird styles, man, where he's just like, he's not like, he's always doing two things at once. Like, he's punching and moving all the time. Like, he's punching and moving. Like, he just got a really weird style to catch up on. And then he got a weird way of closing the distance. He's a weird type fighter, but it works for him.
Right.
But I felt like Fulton was talented enough to actually, take advantage of that. But Fulton probably, looking at it now, he probably should have considered moving up.
Yeah, because wasn't him and Figueroa supposed to fight?
Yeah.
They were talking about them having a rematch.
Yeah. So
that's what I was hearing months ago. It was him and Figueroa rematch, but
it might have been a better. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it might have been a better. I don't know. I wonder how much of a bag he got for this fight. Like, that would be my question. Because if the bag is like, I don't even know. Like,
maybe they gave him an offer he couldn't refuse. You know what I'm saying? But
but I'm like, what is that number though?
The other thing too is, you go out there and you whoop on Inoue, then you putting yourself in a whole different stratosphere.
Yeah, I seen the vision, bro. I seen the vision. Like, he's international at that point. Right. Like, I get why he went out there. I get why he accepted the fight. I seen the whole vision. If he beats Inoue and, like, I'm talking like clean, then he's international. Then he's guaranteed a rematch. It's probably a 3 fight. He'd have had to beat Inoue like 3 times, because they'd have just kept on offering him more money. It have just kept offering him more money. So I seen the vision. It's just Inoue was like, nah, like, not this morning. Like,
so you think that's why he went over there, to his country, even though he was the champ, he could call the shots if he's the champ.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, Fulton, there's not one place in the United States of America that he can sell out. That's including Philly. Like, we show a lot of support, but we're real fickle when it comes down to spending $1 on an actual fighter. Like, if it's the Eagles or the Phillies or the, you know what I'm saying, or the Sixers, they gonna spend that bread. Boxing, nah. They the type, like, you catch like a guy that got a lot of hype. Like, take Boots, right? He got a lot of hype as far as he's been hyped since he was like 16. He could be like, hey, I'm fighting at the 2300 arena. I'm had a whole hood come out. Half the hood gonna be like, yo, somebody go in and open up the back door. We gonna sneak in that joint. But they be the main ones on camera screaming like crazy for boots. But they don't know about 200 of them got in through the back door for free. Like that's just how Philly is, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So Fulton couldn't even present anything for Inoue to come to the United States. Like, it just financially it made he didn't have a leg to stand on. There's nowhere he can fight where Inoue would have been able to make his regular amount, let alone the amount he probably got for this fight. So tough spot. Even though Fulton's the champion, Inoue had all the leverage in terms of money, eyeballs he can put. Because like if Fulton and Inoue fights like in Philly, the only reason ESPN Plus would pick it up is unless, it's only because it was a unification fight, basically. It wouldn't have been because of Fulton, but they picked this fight up because they knew the bag was going to be crazy. You know what I mean? And ESPN just laid off 100-something people. So it ain't all sweet over there at ESPN neither. So they're going to try to do things that make sense financially. So Fulton was just in a tough spot. I seen his vision though. I hope he should have got 7 figures for this fight.
They said he got between 8K and 1 million.
You say how much?
800K and 1 million.
Yeah.
And then some pay-per-view bonuses.
You think that was enough, bro?
I don't know, because Inoue got 1.5, like around 1.5 for that fight.
He got 1.5. Okay. That's okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
And that was ESPN, right?
Yeah, ESPN Plus. Yeah, ESPN Plus.
So that's probably about right. Smaller weight class.
Yeah, I think so, bro. I think so, bro. I'm not. That's what I would have thought anyway. Between 750 and maybe 1.1, so around 800 to $1 million. That's fair. That's fair. And then Inoue 1.5 base. He's probably getting the bulk of the pay-per-view, so he's probably gonna come out 2.5, something like that. Because Japan, they're gonna spend that bread. They're gonna spend that bread. He probably got good endorsement deals and all that. So he's probably gonna gross probably around like 3.5, something like that, between the 3.5 and 4 million range. We take endorsements and everything else. He definitely has some side pot money. His side pot money is probably bigger than the actual purse.
Yeah, they got. They said against Romain, he earned a career high of 500K with a total payout worth 1 million.
Yeah, and to have the lower classes making that type money, that's actually good for the sport. It's showing the sport is actually progressing. You know what I mean? Because them dudes, they be lucky to get 250.
Right.
Back in the day, you know what I mean? Be lucky. So it's
Yeah, I'm sure he sold it out too.
Oh yeah, that thing was that thing was probably packed to the max.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Inoue he can fight anybody in his home country, and it's gonna be packed to the max. Like, you know what I'm saying. So
last thing I'm gonna say about that, man, is that's why I was impressed. I was impressed with both guys. I was impressed with Fulton for taking on that challenge, and then Inoue also for taking on the challenge. Because, like you said, he can pretty much fight anybody.
Facts.
Japan.
Facts. So I agree 100%, bro. Like it's just you just this is what you get out of a big time fight, big time fighters, and they gonna go in the ring and just settle it. Like Fulton can't say anything about Inoue. Inoue can't say nothing about Fulton. Circumstances was right. Everything was in front of him, and it played out how it played out. I'm pretty sure Fulton will be back. But like I said, Fulton, he's never gonna run into a guy like that again. Yeah. So he should be fine going forward. But he does have a big enough frame to go up to 26. But Fulton's going to.
He's gonna need to. He looked a little drained a little bit at that weight.
Yeah, he walks around at 150, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, we literally seen him. He was at Boot's gym, Boziana's gym. And it was me and YSM Sports Media. Big shout out to YSM. We were standing there talking, and Fulton he's working the bag, and we didn't know. Only reason we knew it was him because of the ponytail he got in the back. And I'm like, yo, that can't be Fulton, bro. And me and YSM like, yo, like that's Fulton. Like, and we've seen Fulton before, like, but he was like in full workout mode, and we like, yo, what's up, Scooter? He like, what's up, bro? I'm like, yo, he's every bit of 150. Like his back looked like a junior middleweight. It wasn't even like
he was in shape. He was kind of in shape though.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He was in shape. Like, I don't know if he was like, I'm gonna fight tomorrow in shape, but he was like in shape. Like he wasn't fat, flabby, or nothing. Like his back looked like a junior middleweight back. And I'm like, yo, like, and I asked somebody in the gym, I said, yo, like, is Fulton? I said, Fulton walk around like 140 something, 150. And it was like, you catch him on the right day, is above 150.
It ain't like he just out there eating Max's.
Right. He ain't at, he ain't at the Max's cheesesteak spot. Like he you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But like Fulton is a big dude. He's a huge 122. So I'm like, going into the fight, I'm like, yo, like, I'm wondering if Fulton will be able to kind of throw his weight around a little bit. But I just know just people that have sparred him and things like that. I haven't had one person come and tell me like Fulton is like cracking. Yeah, and I'm talking lighter fighters, all that. Like, cause you hear like in the gym, like some guys will be like, yo, like he got better power than what his knockout ratio indicates. But I haven't had one person in Philly or anybody that's in the gyms tell me like they thought Fulton was really like cracking like that. So going into the fight, I didn't think he would have anything to get Inoue's attention.
Yeah, when I saw him at that weigh-in, his face looked a little sunken in. I'm like,
yeah, he's a big 122, bro. He I don't know how much he drained for the fight. And during the fight, he looked energetic. Like he didn't look like a drained fighter. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I thought he should have went to 126 a while ago. Like it's some guys, it's just you just stay at the weight too long.
Right.
And your team has to be smart enough to make that decision. But I get why he stayed at 22. He got the belts at 22. You got leverage at 22. You know, so I get it.
He had a monster opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You gotta give him credit for that.
That's like, to me, you know, and I ain't gonna stay on too much longer.
Yeah. Me too.
That's like, I think Devin's in a situation like that too.
Facts.
It's like I stick around for certain fights, but if it's not like Tank or somebody like that, then
I'm going up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great point. And you know, I got the inside track on Haney and them. So he's a big 35. Like he's a big 35. He's right for his end of his career. He's going to cap off at 47 for sure. He's going to cap off.
I saw him sparring against a couple years back. They had some footage of him sparring this dude that was 154, and he was holding his own. It wasn't like because he wasn't like getting ready for a fight or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
He was bigger. And so I'm like, damn, he handling this dude.
Yeah, Haney spars better than he fights.
It seemed like you're trying to like get down to that weight.
He spars better than he fights. Like if you ever watch sparring tape of Haney, he's a complete dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a complete dog. Like he's mowing dudes down. But when he gets into an actual fight, he fights nothing like how he spars.
Yeah,
nothing like how he spars. So it's in order for Haney to be beat, somebody's gonna have to bring that out of him and get him out of that boxing mode, and actually have him in the trenches in a real fight. But that's what I'm saying. Like his how he spars is not necessarily the best way for him to fight, because when Lomachenko had him in the trenches from basically round 8 on, he had his way. Had his way. Like, I mean, and he's the smaller guy.
Yeah.
He's definitely the smaller guy, and he had his way with Haney from 8 to like 11. Was it 8 through 11? 8, 9, 10, 11? Like it was.
We went back to the corner. He was like, he know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. He hadn't figured out. But the thing was, people were trying to make it like it was rocket science. It was really something that Lomachenko did. Like he stopped trying to get on the side of Haney. Like, you know how you do it, like that little hop step, and he get on the opposite side of you, and he got the foot advantage, so he could just get his punches off. Yeah. So he just stopped going to the side of him. He just started walking right through the front door. Lead left hands. Yeah. Lead left hands. Like, and then he was just throwing in between his shots. If Lomachenko would have did that earlier, like, bro, like it wouldn't have been close. But he didn't start until round 8.
Yeah, he'd be doing that.
Yeah, I don't understand that shit.
Yeah. Fellas, I'm gonna go ahead and get up off of here, man.
I'm gonna get up off here too, brother.
Right.
Bro, you done got 2 hours and 50 minutes in the morning, bro.
Yeah, two back-to-back, almost 3-hour joints, man. So cooking, man.
Straight up, man.
Yeah, this last one said, King says, shout out to King, said Inoue he's a bad boy. Yeah,
that's a fact, bro. That's a consensus.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see where you go from here, man. But,
yes, sir.
But man, what you about to say, Ty?
Now I'm saying, man, like this was I didn't expect to do a long one, this early in the morning, man. Now I'm saying I was up about.
Hey, man, you got last ones at the bar. It's literally last ones at the bar, man. We last ones standing.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Straight up. Facts, we don't do no short streams.
Yeah,
it just works out like that.
Yeah, that just indicate the love of the sport, though. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
We can talk this. There's so many things in my mind I want to chop it up with you fellas about, but I'm like, man, we'll be talking all day. We got to be talking.
Yeah, like you have to literally stop the show. Like you literally got to stop the show. Like you got to cut it at some point. You be like, all right, I'm gonna cut it right here. Like you seen Chris G couldn't get off. You seen he couldn't get off. Like.
Yeah, he said he had work, stayed on.
Yeah. He probably getting written up right now, bro.
Yeah, that's
coming in.
That's why I say, man, we got the biggest fight Saturday, so we're gonna have a lot more to talk about.
Yeah. We'll be on tomorrow too. So
like I said, I'm off, man.
The bar, come on through. You know what I'm saying? If you got time, I don't know what time we're going on, but it'll probably be like late afternoon, early evening, something like that. Get a good one.
That's what's up. I'm off until actually the 14th, but I'm gonna go to my hometown. That's when I see the Spence and Crawford fight. And
okay.
I got a little trip that I got going out of the country.
Okay. All right, man. I'm up out of here, fellas.
All right, man.
All right, T. All right, bro.
Yeah, be.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. We get ready to end this, man. Appreciate everybody that's been rocking with us, in the chat. Who shout out to Chris? Who shout out to Wilton? Who shout out to G5, man? If you're not subscribed to the channels, definitely subscribe. G5 Jeff TV, the Goodfellas podcast. Wilton, last ones at the bar. Appreciate everybody in the comment section. Scotty, Mr. Wilt. Appreciate Lavelle Jackson, member of the last ones at the bar. Gabriel Reeves, and appreciate him and appreciate King, man. And you guys, y'all just witnessed the 27th live coverage and watch along on the Enders Corner podcast, man. We'll be back again soon. I'll definitely probably be on the cover of Crawford and Spence, so stay tuned. I'm out.